Lost in the Strip, episode 91. What is you doing? A little late.
Okay, sorry.
Why is it always something every time we open up? I don't understand.
It's a little, a little messed up. It's cool. What up, y'all? What up, woke folk? Let's go. I'm
Shout
off
out
today.
to woke folk and his YouTube channel.
Yeah, check your channel out. Yeah.
24/7. Go check out woke folks YouTube channel on code 24/7.
Yeah. Regina, to all the goddesses and gathered in space each Saturday to learn and build with the minds of Brother Travis of the Bros Johnson, aka Duke of Travis. How you doing, Regina? George, what's up, my boy Duke? Even though you misguided for liking Cam, I wish I had a backbone, but I made up Fig Newtons. What's up, baby 89 Tether Travis, or his alternative lifestyle buddies like to call him Travis. George starting early. Anyway, man.
How you doing, Regina?
You're not gonna say what up, George.
Hopefully Eastwood stopped by today.
Uh-oh. Hopefully y'all had a good week. Another Saturday we made it. Started snowing earlier. This weather.
Stop.
Yeah, this weather is very strange, but
Well, it was in the 50s for 2 weeks, and then the last 4 or 5 days it dropped into the 30s. I knew something was gonna happen.
so another cold day in Seattle.
It's not really that cold.
Yeah, I'm cold. But anyway, let's move on. Let's get straight to the topics. The stuff we're gonna talk about. A lot of topics today, as usual. We're gonna jump right into it with this Michael Jackson biopic in the works from, is it Anthony?
I think it's Antoine.
Fuqua? How you said? Fuqua?
I thought it was a Taylor last name, but he's supposed to be African American. I don't know.
Okay, I gotta ask the question. Hold on.
He the one married to Sunshine.
How you doing, Rosie? Huh?
He the one married to Sunshine from Harlem Night. You can throw it up in the air and turn into.
Yeah. I thought I saw some big flakes mixed in with the rain. Yeah, it was some little snow that was there. It stopped.
How you doing, Rosie?
It stopped a little early though, but then it came back a little hard and it's gone again. But why? Okay, I feel like we already have our Michael Jackson biopic. We already got it.
We've had several. We had Flex, Black Ass.
Yeah,
that would play.
But no, we don't count the
Michael
one.
Jackson. Then you had the white guy.
We don't count those two though.
We count the Jackson 5.
That's it.
But they may want to showcase his Michael Jackson from his personal individual.
What didn't they show in the movie of Jackson 5?
They only went up to him like being in his 20s. They didn't go.
We don't
30,
need
40,
we don't need to know
50.
the rest of it. We know it.
Yeah, we know it.
So it's like, what's he really gonna do?
If it's done well, it would be good. But the shit we've been getting put out, it's gonna be
Exactly.
some tether from the UK playing Michael Jackson. So it's not needed because it's not gonna be well represented.
Okay. See, that's what you more worried about. Who gonna be Michael Jackson, ain't you?
I think that's what everybody should be worried about. Who gonna play him?
I think that'd be the easy part, wouldn't it? Bohemian Rhapsody producer.
No, it's not.
Graham King would produce with the late singer's estate. Michael Jackson is getting a biopic treatment. Lionsgate and director. I thought they were done with Michael Jackson when they didn't want to have that performance at the award show.
That Chris Brown's supposed to be honoring him.
I thought they didn't. I think moving on.
Well,
from
that's
this.
different.
Take on a musical life of the film titled Michael. The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. Graham King, a seasoned hand in the biopics with the Oscar Award-winning Queen film Bohemian Rhapsody under his belt, is producing along with John Branca and John McClane, who are the co-executors of the Michael Jackson estate. John Logan, who penned Gladiator as in The Aviator, wrote the script. The first films of my career were music videos, and I still feel that combining films and music are a deep part of who I am. For me, there is no artist with the power, the charisma, and the sheer musical genius of Michael Jackson, I was influenced to make music videos by watching his work. The first black artist to play in heavy rotation on MTV, his music and those images are part of a whole worldview, and the chance to tell his story on the screen alongside his music is irresistible.
He got a white hug on MTV. So we have a.
So now we have to celebrate him because he on MTV. I don't think that's why we care about Michael Jackson.
Well, they were just pointing out the fact that he was the first black person to be on MTV.
How about he's a all-time selling
best
performer? How about that's being his achievements, not being on MTV?
They talking about his ass being on MTV. So we're gonna have a person that did music videos, direct a film. We've seen how that went, and it didn't turn out so good.
Who did that?
I think it was white director. A couple of them. I don't know them by names, but they have done films that were music directors, and it didn't turn out good.
Well, this is Michael Jackson. I mean, I guess if you saying more than likely in this biopic, they're going to make the music videos that he did a big part of the movie. So wouldn't that, when you need a music director for that?
We're doing a biopic. I'm more interested. We already saw the music videos.
But they're going to tell you why it happened, how it happened, what led to the songs and all that other stuff.
I guess so.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to the quick little topic. Black Love showed up at the 28th Annual Critics' Choice Award. And all I want to say is, this is now the face of Black Love.
I remember Niecy Nash from Reno 911.
Yeah. I had a crush on that lady when I was younger. When I was
still
young.
Is attractive. It's a shame. You know, I remember when she used to talk about the things she was willing to do to please her husband and things she did before he went to work, and that's all gone out the door. So I wonder what she do to the wife before she leave.
I don't want to know. All right. Flo Rida reacts to after winning $82 million lawsuit.
We supposed to go in and say this is the propaganda that they're promoting?
We already know that though.
Okay.
We got to say the obvious now.
It has to be said because it was just left out there.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say this is the propaganda that they're promoting for Black Love.
I just said it. The first thing I said, this is Black Love.
Wait, no, you didn't.
I said this is the face of Black Love now.
Okay.
What you want me to do?
They did have other couples out there on the red carpet, not just those two. They had Angela Bassett and her husband, and Viola Davis' husband. He's standing there like he wanna slap her ass. You remember when she said she wanted to be in a movie with a white hunk?
Yeah.
That's some disrespectful shit.
I think the papers would have showed up that day, honestly. But anyway, that's their decision. Now you got Angela Bassett on TV. What's the name of that TV show she on? The cop show.
I think she's been on that for a while.
Yeah, her
they all want to be on those Fox,
mainstream,
ABC,
primetime shows with a white partner.
Yeah, they normally do. They normally get that to black women when they're in their late 40s, 50s, 60s. That's when they start getting those roles.
Yeah, it is what it is. Which is funny because now all these people are known. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it alone. Flo Rida reacts after winning $82 million lawsuit against Celsius energy drinks. What you gotta say about that? Flo Rida, Mr. Hey, you know,
heard you were a wild one.
Got some hits too. $82 million.
If that's what was in his contract, and the contract wasn't what it's supposed to be, and that's what they awarded him, then good for the brother for fighting for what he's supposed to get.
Flo Rida knows what victory tastes like, and it tastes like in a Celsius energy drink. The Low rapper stripped the energy drink the Low rapper sipped the energy drink Wednesday after the jury awarded him $82 million following his breach of contract lawsuit victory against Celsius. Flo Rida
he popped the can after he
after he won.
So what if he lost? What if he gonna do? Throw the damn can
I guess
on the
throw
floor?
it on the floor and step on it. Flo Rida real name Tramar Dillard.
Were they trying to name him after Tamar in the Bible?
Filed the lawsuit in Broward County, Florida in 2021, claiming Celsius energy drink breached the contract they struck in 2014 after the company failed to pay him guaranteed royalties, bonus compensation, and incentive compensation. According to legal documents obtained by ET, the Right Round rapper was tasked with globally marketing and promoting all aspects of Celsius brand. Flo Rida claimed he went above and beyond to fulfill his obligation to promote the energy drink, so much so that the celebrities in the public alike refer to Celsius as Flo Rida's drink. Now, this dude, Flo Rida, is pretty internationally known. He has very big records.
He has club
across the world that listen to his music.
His songs for clubs.
So him promoting that was a big deal for them. So why do these companies, and it doesn't just happen to black people, why do these companies hire people to do something and then try to find a way every single time not to pay you? You the one that wrote the contract up. You gave me these royalties. You gave me these incentive-based pricings and stuff. Like, give me my money. Now I sued you and I get $82 million. Which they probably, that means they're probably $1 billion company. So
yeah,
they just being cheap. America, man, I don't get it. Everybody's trying to be cheap.
It's hard out here for these companies.
Okay. Speaking of lawsuits,
why they
Turkey Leg Hut sued for nearly $1.3 million over outstanding debt.
They keep trying to
get Turkey Leg Hut up out of here?
Yeah, why?
Now, if y'all know about Turkey Leg Hut, it's owned by a black couple in Texas. They run a turkey leg. They don't just sell turkey leg. It's a restaurant, but they're known for turkey legs. That's the popular thing. That's a selling point.
They
have different ways of cooking it and all that stuff.
We had a hut.
Yeah.
In North Carolina.
The first time they came into the media, they were accused of it was something they were accused of. I know they had somebody fighting in their store, and they said the man was might have been guilty of assault. And the biggest thing they're known for is the clothes. I'm sorry, the rules as far as what you can wear to their restaurant. They said no bonnets, no do-rags, no sagging pants, no tight clothes, all that stuff. And so that caused a lot of backlash. People were saying how you put your restaurant in the middle of the hood and you asking the people that live in that neighborhood to change how they dress to come to your restaurant. Now, we know, Travis,
what?
You were for the rules to be set for the restaurant as far as the attire they wear there.
Yeah, I thought it was necessary.
So they got a little bit of backlash for that. They
kind of some standards.
They kind of went away, and now they're starting to get some lawsuits from all type of companies. This is like the third lawsuit. It's like the third
do-rags. Sorry.
This is like the third lawsuit they're a part of now. So let me just read this. Turkey Leg Hut, a restaurant that has grown to be wildly popular favorite for fans with fans in Houston, is being sued by U.S. Foods Inc. for nearly $1.3 million. According to the lawsuit filed in U.S. District Court out of Illinois in December 2022, the corporation is suing the restaurant owner, Nikole Price, for what is said to be outstanding debt, ending lawsuit fees amounting to $1.2 million. The lawsuit alleges it all began in September 2020 when U.S. Foods said it supplied produce, other non-PACA foods, and food-related products and services in exchange for Turkey Leg Hut's timely payment and invoices. The fruit and vegetable industry requested the act be put into place to promote the fair trade. The U.S. Department of Agriculture said the PACA protects businesses dealing in fresh and frozen fruits and vegetables by establishing and enforcing a code of fair business practices and by helping companies resolve business disputes. The lawsuit states that Turkey Leg Hut is also agreed to pay 1.5% interest per month on any payment past due until collected, adding that from May 2022 to September 2022, the restaurant ordered produce from U.S. Foods from the company said it sold, shipped, and delivered. Despite submitting invoices or payments, U.S. Foods accusing Turkey Leg Hut of failing to pay $85,000 for the produce.
I find that hard to believe because they don't normally let you get past $20,000.
$20,000
in debt. They normal like any other place. They let you go about 2-3 months before they start saying you're in collection and we're gonna put you in stop place where you cannot get deliveries.
Yeah.
They don't have no agreement where we pay 1.5. They let you pay 1.5% interest every month. They're not doing that. It's pay until you pay. The account is on hold. When you pay the past due invoices, then they take the account off hold.
Maybe they got a different deal.
Maybe they gave them a special deal.
Maybe that's what it is because they're a private company, or not a private company, but they're a popular little.
Well, they normally don't do that unless you're a chain. If you're a chain and you got multiple restaurants or multiple, let's say, senior living facilities, then they probably have that in place. But when you're just one, they don't really give you no special treatment.
They gave it to them.
They lying.
Well, no, now you just saying they lying.
I think they lying.
What
produce? Are we talking about?
It says fruits and vegetables.
So no meat
industry.
U.S. Foods does more than just fruits and vegetables.
Well, no,
they do.
This started
That's particularly what they ordered from them.
No. The fruit and vegetable industry requested the act.
Okay.
This is the reason why this is happening is because of that particular industry.
Okay.
But U.S. USA Foods, they're the ones that saying they owe us this money. You think they're just lying?
Show me the invoices.
You want-
I need to see the invoices. They're just trying to make a black business look bad out here.
So we're gonna hold on.
Stop trying to bring a black business down.
Hold on. So you're saying that there's no way they didn't pay their bills?
I'm not saying they didn't pay the bill. I just don't think it accumulated to that amount.
85,000. With the interest, obviously, it's gonna be a lot more. The 1.3 million.
I just don't see it.
Okay.
So it's not like the restaurant is huge. We saw it.
It's not about the size. It's how much money they make. They make a lot of money.
I do ordering, so I'm just imagining what are they purchasing that would accumulate to that amount. And
well, they have a lot more business.
Huh?
They have a lot more people that come in there.
How you know they have a lot more people?
Because they're a restaurant. They're a restaurant.
I don't see it.
Okay. Lord have mercy. Let me get back to this right quick. Here you go, just defending these people not paying their bills, but it is what it is.
Well, you don't support black businesses, so.
He didn't direct Thriller, so it's not needed.
911. Who not?
All right. YSL trial, marijuana hidden in shoes, other smuggled items delayed jury selection. So I don't know if y'all kept up with this, but there's this rapper named Young Thug. He's hit with a RICO charge where him and his entire quote unquote organizational gang was arrested with 20 people. A lot of them got off by taking plea deals. He's still in there. The DA said, we ain't let him out. We're not giving him no plea deal. We want him. So while he was in court, they caught him making a hand-to-hand deal for a Percocet pill. And they say it's not the first time. And I immediately thought to myself, you know how much of an addict, he's so addicted to opioids.
You know how much a dummy the person got to be
that too.
To be going in there and exchanging that.
That's
how much money you paying him to do that dumb shit? I'm not going no courtroom exchanging no Percocet. I don't care how much money you pay me. No, I'm not doing it.
Let me just show it. Cause how they caught him is just crazy.
He was a dummy.
And watch how quickly the cop. Let me turn this down. How quickly this officer right here. He just got his eyes on it, so that means he already knew it was coming. See this guy right here, watch, he's gonna come over to Young Thug. He's gonna shake his hand, but look at this cop over here. They immediately knew. And they stopped him. They checked his hand.
Is this real?
Well, why would it be fake? Okay,
you get up.
Mm-hmm.
You see two officers going into the same space you going into.
You can't stop now.
Why?
Because why you stop? Now you're suspicious.
You know what he could have did?
What? Just walk out the door?
He could have just went up and said, pat him on the back and said, we love you, man. That's it, and walked away.
Hey, he need to give him that pill.
Slick.
He want to give him that pill.
Well, him getting that pill probably got his ass locked up. I don't see how he didn't get locked up for doing that. He's doing a drug exchange.
That's a drug exchange?
It's a drug exchange. I'm going to call it a drug exchange.
Now, they are calling this a hand-to-hand drug deal. I'm like, hold on. A drug deal is I'm giving you money, you're giving me drugs. There was no drug deal.
He already, come on, we know he gave him money to do that. So we going to pretend like he didn't give him money to do that?
But he didn't give him money for the drugs.
He did give him money for the drugs.
No, he gave him the money to come in there and try to get him the drugs.
That's the same thing as a drug exchange deal. Yes, it is.
It says here 3 incidents of contraband being brought into the courtroom have delayed the already lengthy jury selection process in a YSL trial against Atlanta rapper Young Thug and more than a dozen other defendants. On Tuesday, the defendant's mother was arrested after allegedly bringing tobacco products to her son in a bag of clothes, according to her arrest warrant. On Wednesday, another defendant was taken into Greater Memorial Hospital following a separate incidents of contraband being brought into the third consecutive day of the court proceedings.
Third consecutive
day. So you're
day.
on trial, or you're about to go on trial, and you're trying to smuggle drugs to the jail. Or contraband, should I say, because tobacco.
You should be like trying to be on your best behavior.
Like you should be trying to seem like a saint.
But if you know you
yeah,
there's no way of you getting out of this. I guess he really didn't give a damn.
Travis don't support FUBU, so he live in a lie. Travis McWilfley don't support black businesses. The hit must have been a leak. That's a high bill. Yeah.
That's a very high bill for that amount of months. That's what I'm saying. $85,000 from May
to September.
Yeah. There's no way.
They get a lot of business. That's a lot of orders they got to fulfill.
And where they getting the damn turkey legs from?
That's what I get.
Oh, it's Texas. I forgot. That's the South.
Yeah.
It's easy for them to get turkey legs.
So yeah, maybe they got so many customers.
You can't get no damn turkey legs up here.
Maybe they got so many customers. This high bill is there.
They ain't got that many. 2 months.
Yeah.
Nick,
you seem to be underestimating how popular that place is. You really are underestimating it. Hold on.
Or somebody walking the food out the damn dough.
Bethune-Cookman coach Ed Reed says HBCUs suffer from broken mentalities. Now, this is what we're going to talk about with this one, because this has a whole storyline, a beginning, middle, and a finish already. So he came out and said Deion Sanders is correct about HBCUs. They have a problem that needs to be fixed. The leadership is not correct. They have broken mentalities, is what he said. So that obviously caused a lot of uproar. People was having discussions about it. But he went on to make comments in particular about Bethune-Cookman and critique them very heavily, where he where he had a what they call curse-ridden rant complaining about the condition of the college. Let me move here. Let me show y'all what he had to say.
Prime was not wrong about what he was saying. All y'all out there with y'all opinions, full of crap, don't know shit. But needless to say, I just pulled up to work. We're gonna try to help y'all too, man, because I know a lot of HBCs need help. I'm just here to help here first. I see it all too clearly. All our HBCUs need help. And they need help because of the people who's running it. It's broken mentalities out here. I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. I gotta get in the office. I hope y'all be blessed out there. 336, I see you, my bro. About to pull up in the office, bro. I gotta get out here. My guys already out here working. I've been here for a week and a half.
Yeah, okay.
You saw him
Hold on, y'all. Y'all know
you see him throw up the thing?
The monoconito.
He threw it up.
Hold on.
For a week?
Yeah.
I've been here for
Yeah, I saw that instantly. Bullshit. What was going through my head when I saw him talking? That's all I heard was bullshit.
A week and a half. I've been here for a week and a half and have done more than people that have been here in freaking years. And I'm not even hired yet. Damn shame.
All right. So that wasn't the video where he had all the curses. I'm not going to show that one. Where he was basically complaining. He came up and he was like, there's trash everywhere. Why ain't nobody out here cleaning the campus?
The grounds.
Yeah,
well, that's what the maintenance is supposed to be doing.
He said it's trash all over the place. He said my office nobody's even cleaning my office when I get here.
That is
that's janitor.
Janitor.
So he's saying that no one's cleaning nothing up. So he did come out, he had the players cleaning up themselves to try and show, try to do, which is what the same thing Prime did. He had the players cleaning it up. So that led to a lot of backlash from the HBCU graduates, alumni. They were saying how you shouldn't come in before you even hired, bashing HBCUs. This is how you come in. You're not even hired yet. Now, I was asking, was he bashing it or just critique?
Well, I think he was critiquing it, but I think what he should have done was he should have went and complained to the higher ups at the campus before he went to the public. There's a certain way you have to move in corporations.
Yeah, let me show you. Bethune-Cookman University football coach Ed Reed apologizes for video chastising university. So he did apologize. Earlier this week, new Bethune-Cookman University football coach Ed Reed apologized for releasing an explicitly filled video chastising the university for the condition he encountered on the campus last week. The former Baltimore Raven Hall of Famer took to his Twitter account Monday to take accountability for his lack of professionalism when he recorded a video several days ago and posted it to his social media feed. So he apologized, but that wasn't enough.
You know
what?
You know when the HBCU is gonna get better? When we get all these boule and Freemasons out of power at these HBCUs, that's when they will get better.
You think
they're taking the money and putting it in their pockets?
You think HBCUs are the only black institution that suffer from nepotism?
No, I think it goes on at a lot of other universities as well.
No. I'm saying, is that the only black industry or institutions where black people are actually capable of being of nepotism? No other industry are they capable of that. Even in Hollywood, it's like it's not really that. Like Denzel's son did everything he could to not let the world know he's Denzel's son.
Well, because he didn't want to have to deal with that pressure of being at the same level as his father.
Or is nepotism don't exist amongst black people? The next generation got to do what they sell. Every generation like a reset. Do you agree or disagree?
I think some people have gotten in because of their parents.
I'm not saying none. I'm saying in general. Come on now.
No, I say a lot of them get in because of their parents.
Give me examples.
See, that's why I didn't want to say that, because then you got to go on this long damn thing. No, I'm not going to sit here and give you example after example. I'm not doing it.
I didn't say there were zero.
No, I'm not giving you no examples.
Okay.
We know who they are.
Who? You could have said one instead
of
doing
I ain't saying shit.
Been wanting to show.
I was trying to be calm.
All right, here's the video of him cursing it down. I'm going to go ahead and show it since they got in his article.
He was just playing Christian music when he rolled up, listening to Marvin Sapp.
Hold on, you acting like people who listen to Christian music don't curse. Don't play that game.
You're not
I
supposed
chose
to
not
curse,
to,
though.
but now my
Wait, says who?
Most Christians.
No. What
Christianity, yes, they say you're not supposed to curse.
That's the religion. Not everybody follows that religion.
Okay.
out here walking with the football team, picking up trash. But I'm mutting us. Man, get out of here, man. I should leave. I'm not even under contract doing this. I'm mutting us? Man, get out of here, man. They mutt me. These motherfuckers ain't even clean my goddamn office when I got here. I'm mutting y'all? Get your ass, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. All this shit here was trash in front of me. Who you think got this shit cleared out? That building right there got trash in it. It's fucking trash. What are you talking about?
Well, you know what? You would have never had to defend what you said if you would have never got online and started bashing the campus. That should have been something private. But you felt the need to come out and defend your fellow Freemason brother.
You think that was mainly what
That's
it was about?
what it was about.
You think it wasn't about the school? It was about him defending.
Because no matter what y'all say, he still has a bad taste in his mouth of how he left there and how he is perceived by some black people still.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
They still see him as a sellout who went to a white university and left HBCU.
He flipped the #1 corner from going to Miami again to come to Colorado too.
Well, that's what happened when you in a brotherhood of Freemasons. You can make that work.
Wait, what they got to do with that?
No, it don't have nothing to do with nothing.
See, you don't want to answer the real questions.
So you don't think these football players that are coming up, you don't think their family is involved in Freemasonry either? It's just a coincidence. I'm going to leave it alone.
Okay. Now I'm going to show this. This is HBCU post. They put out a couple of weeks ago, he put out an article where he talked about how HBCUs and black people in general worship celebrities. How we depend on celebrities way too much.
How worshipful.
And he got a little bit of backlash for it. And he was mainly talking about Deion Sanders, how the way he left was more, you wouldn't really see that go that route. If he wouldn't be allowed to do that if he wasn't a celebrity. Even if he was a coach that was winning and left that way, even the school he went to would have been like, this ain't the right way to do it. But because he's a celebrity, he gets a pass.
They get to do whatever they want to do.
So I'm gonna show what he said in his YouTube video about the Deion Sanders situation and the worship of celebrities.
About the HBCU community that we're often not apt to speak about. The HBCU community is dependent upon celebrity culture. We find no value in what we do on our campuses unless a celebrity is tied to it. Homecoming is lame if the hottest artists in the world don't show up to our campus and perform. Graduation wasn't as big of a moment because another school got a celebrity, a well-regarded politician to do the commencement address. We even try to...
They don't need no celebrity come. The band alone...
Yeah, the band is the star, yeah.
They can have the band perform at the homecoming.
But is that not normal for every school, though?
What?
Every school or college, whenever they have their graduation, hell, even high schools, whenever the bigger celebrity you can get, the better it's seen as more enjoyable.
I ain't had no damn celebrity come to my damn high school.
Of course you didn't. We didn't go to a high school that celebrities come to. The point of the matter is schools that can get those people to come there, they do it. Because it's seen as, well, this artist is really popular, their music is really popular or whatever.
Well, y'all like worshiping celebrities. I don't worship celebrities.
How's that worshiping celebrities to want somebody whose music you like to come to your graduation?
Matter of fact, you got a little hostile with me and said, I hate celebrities. Why do you hate them?
When did I say that?
So you've never said that?
Yeah, I have, but you acting like I said it in a way that was just disappointed. I just asked a question.
Because I don't think they're necessary, to be honest with you.
What do you mean they're not necessary?
I think people rely on entertainment from these people way too much. That's just my personal view.
You think movies and stuff should end?
I'm not saying that movies and stuff should end, but the worship, they worship like
there's a difference between saying
they're goddesses and we know they play these entities in Hollywood.
Well,
that's what they do.
There's a difference between saying the worship should stop and their entertainment should not be enjoyed. That's two different things.
You done?
You ain't gonna respond?
Nope.
Leverage a person's celebrity and money to fight against decades of HBCU underfunding. That's not how this works. We have to ask the tough questions. Why did it take a black celebrity to be given an opportunity at one of our premier institutions for folks outside of the HBCU community to care? Why are HBCU stakeholders and supporters married to this notion that a celebrity or former professional player is the answer to every problem in HBCU life? Deion Sanders did not provide a blueprint. He exposed a flaw in our thinking that we must deal with if we want to continue to grow our HBCUs. Campus life and HBCU football don't need celebrity validation. It might be nice to have. It's cool for the celebrities to pop up, but it doesn't define our experience. The true blueprint has always been right in front of us.
Now, could you take this thinking of this idea of we don't need celebrities to validate things greater than just HBCUs? We could take this to politics. Does a movement need a celebrity to get in front of it before you to care about it? Like I always ask the question, would you want a billionaire celebrity to get in front of a reparations movement?
No.
Does it mean more when the Johnson, I forgot his first name, the guy who started BET, when he came out and asked for reparations for black people? Did that mean more or did it hurt it?
I don't think it hurt it. When they do it, it obviously puts
attention on it. But then
you have people look at it like, well, he's a billionaire, he's a millionaire.
Why you know?
They were able to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. They didn't have generational wealth, and they were able to do it. But the fact is, not everybody is that lucky.
What do you mean lucky?
To be able to do that, meaning they don't have the resources to do that.
Yeah, it is. I think success is preparation, a little bit of luck. Yeah, definitely. So obviously that led to a lot of stuff.
Or who you know.
Huh?
Or who you know.
Yeah, that too. This led to a lot of stuff.
I mean, we even say fraternities. People who are in fraternities and sororities, they're able to go to different cities and get different jobs because, you know, their sorority or whatever they're involved with, they're in that city. Yeah. They have connections.
Yeah, they walk into an interview for a career.
And you a what?
You a fellow? Oh, okay. The other dude ain't got a chance.
I ain't got a chance like hell getting in there. You know, I didn't go through the rituals that they had to go through.
Yeah, I ain't had to lay in the casket butt naked. I didn't have to.
I ain't have to roll around in mud.
I remember that Netflix was a documentary or a TV show? It's pretty much was a documentary. The Burning Sands. It exposed the hazing and fraternity culture, black fraternity culture, and they wanted that canceled. And they still put it out. Just like a couple years ago when they were going to release
on VH1
a sorority show
on reality
about
show.
black sororities, and
they had it canceled. And you know, K. Michelle is in a sorority too, and you know she's a reality person, and she didn't even want that on there. I said y'all don't really want to be exposed to rituals and stuff that y'all be doing
exactly
on those shows.
That low level masonry. Now I'm going to show what ended up happening. Ed Reed, this ended recently. They got rid of him. Ed Reed says Bethune-Cookman is forcing him out as coach. So they listened to their alumni and all them and said, look, this dude disrespectful. He coming in talking crazy. Don't hire him. Do you respect this?
I do.
Go ahead.
Because the alumni too, they have to make sure that they're funding.
Yeah, funding it. Yeah,
funding these schools.
And I'm sorry to interrupt. The students as well. So a lot of the students was like, get him out of here. We don't need his disrespect. But go ahead.
What I think what would have been best for him to do would be he should have documented everything that he saw, and then went to whoever the president is or
the AD
who's charged of the campus and said, you know, I haven't even taken this position,
and these are the problems.
And these are the problems that
Before
I see.
I take the job, fix these things.
We need to discuss what, you know, I feel, why isn't the campus being clean? Why wasn't my office clean? But if, you know, he hadn't started yet, I mean, did you give them enough time to clean your office? They didn't give you a starting date?
I mean, I would assume the second I'm on campus, I'm pretty much already working.
Well, he said he hasn't even started yet.
No, he said I hasn't signed a contract. I haven't been fully hired yet. He was already there.
So if you haven't been fully hired yet, then you ain't giving them time to send somebody in there and clean the office, even though I feel like whoever left, the office should have been immediately clean after the person left.
Yeah. The Ed Reed era at Bethune-Cookman is over before it even began. The Hall of Fame safety announced on Saturday he would not be the head coach of HBCU football program. He made the announcement via Ed Reed Foundation. Bethune-Cookman University has been working with my legal team to craft contract terms with the language and resources we knew were needed to build a successful football program. It's my desire not only coach football, but to be an agent of change that most people just talk about being. However, after weeks of negotiations, I've been informed that the university won't be ratifying my contract and won't make good on the agreement we had in principle, which had provisions and resources best needed to support the student athletes. I was committed to coaching and cultivating a relationship with the university, players, community, and the fans. It's extremely disappointing this won't be happening. Thanks to those who, in my vision, believe the greatness can be achieved with the right environment and surroundings. Although we couldn't make things work at BCU, the goal is a mission to still the same: to serve and lead to serve. Do you think they got rid of him because of the videos or because they didn't want to pay him the money? I gotta say that too. Was it really about what he said, or was it more about that contract?
No, you give your opinion on whether you believe they got rid of him because of the contract or because of what he said.
Well,
because I feel like you think it's because of the money.
Well, it says here, the release signifies the ending of an odd month-long relationship between Ed Reed and Bethune-Cookman. The school announced it had reached an agreement with Reed in late December after news reports surfaced online. Last week, Reed posted a series of social media videos that ruffled many feathers, likely some big ones at Bethune-Cookman. And in the event, the school will now look at a new football head coach to replace Terry Sims, who was let go in November. So this was a month-long
what?
Negotiations?
Negotiation?
Yeah. They said they hired him in December, but they clearly hadn't came to a full agreement yet. So it's at least a month of negotiations. He make those videos, and then a week later, you decide, you know what?
Well, if he would have never got on social media and made those videos, we would know really why they didn't hire his ass. Because he didn't decide to be discreet, they got his ass up out of here.
But every time these type of things happen, even when the Deion Sanders thing happened, immediately there were people who go to HBCUs that were saying he's right. I mean, remember when we saw at Howard, the leaks and the dorm rooms, how they look?
That was a different situation.
How?
The students did it.
So wait, let me ask this question. A person who works at the school can't say something that a student can?
Well, the difference was the students said they had already been complaining about the conditions.
No, they had been complaining on social media.
Huh?
They were complaining on social media.
Before they went to social media.
No, they were always on social media.
You gonna let me talk?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Some of the people said they had already been complaining about the conditions. They didn't do nothing, then yeah, you can go to social media after that if nothing gets done. But you can't come on a campus where you're a brand new employee. You haven't even discussed the issues with the people in charge of the campus and just go straight to social media. That ain't how that works.
But a student can.
Yeah, a student can.
What's the difference?
Didn't you hear me just say that they should go and complain first and ain't nothing done, then
So
they
a
can
student
do it?
too?
Huh?
So a student should have to go to go
Yeah, they
complain
should.
first?
That's documenting.
No, I'm saying the student should have to go to them first before they go to social media.
That's how I would do it.
No. I'm not saying how you would do it. I'm saying that's how it should be.
You can listen. You can do it any way you want to do it. We all have different ways of doing things. I'd rather handle it by going and complaining to the right people. Nothing don't get done. Then you can go to, or you can just say, I'm leaving the school. Pretty much.
Good catch on the Biopic, Sam. I didn't notice it even at first. Yeah, he definitely threw it up real quick. Definitely threw it up
He
real
was
quick.
shouting it out to Dion, his brother. I got your back. So there's a whole bunch of comments that we can't see because chat done started freezing up. So y'all know how this thing go.
Y'all know how it go. Hold on, let me try one time. Get it right. Hold on.
Different Saturday, same shit.
Same shit, different day. All right. This should work. All right.
It didn't.
All right, whatever.
Yes,
Yeah,
it did.
there you go.
Whoa. That was the beginning.
It's the beginning. Oh, there we go. Every generation is a reset. Yeah, see, Trevor he don't be hearing the stuff I be saying. You see, I be saying some
Hear
slick
what?
stuff. And I say every generation is a reset, and you disagree. Once they close, they won't reopen. He trying to quicken HBCUs being closed down sooner. So George, you got a theory that he trying to. Now I did see people say this. Is people like Ed Reed, are they purposely trying to show how bad HBCU is to make people not want to go there and them get less funding and get shut down?
So they want black people to
Go to PWIs?
rise? That's kind of weird.
You think that might be an agenda too?
I don't know.
Because you would think you would go to a HBCU and you might see all the problems and be like, but let's come fix it. Come on. All y'all students, y'all come here. You bring your tuition money. We can afford to fix the school. We need more students. HBCUs have some of the lowest enrollment rates. Just come to HBCUs. The money will go up. We'll get what we need and we'll fix it. But instead, it's like, it's a lot of broken mentalities here, man. It's going to be a hard work to fix this. I don't know. Travis not an 80s baby. He not about example explanations or the smoke. It's a quiet 90s babies about that nonviolence. 90s nonviolent? I don't know about that. Big profanity energy amongst some of the big mama Christian crowd. Is exactly. Talking about some they don't curse.
Listen, we know they curse, but what they preach, they don't practice. That's what I'm saying. They always say you ain't supposed to be cursing if you're a Christian.
Travis loves Stacey Dads, but he not worshiping. Remove one S, stars is rats, and reverse worship yourself if it need to, but definitely not others, especially not Hollywood Decepticons. Anytime I talk shit about Travis, it act funny and feminine. They went from 64 billion to 2 billion in the next 5 to 10 years. Half of them will be closed, and once that happens, they won't reopen. Well, this is okay. Whose job is it to keep HBCUs open?
I would say who's ever
It ain't
in
black
charge.
people.
Black people.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
the university too. They're supposed to be doing marketing. But if you black out, I automatically think you would want to go to HBCU.
What's that lady who went to went to the whatchamacallit and the guy was saying why
That
all
was
these
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee State University, I guess the TSU.
Yeah.
She was like, we market correctly. And our school was worth going to when the white dude was asking why all these students enroll into a HBCU. And saying how it's hurting
because
me.
they have to meet a quota themselves.
Did I? We're gonna get to that story. Hold on. All right. Fatal shooting of black teenager ruled as homicide after white gunman claimed self-defense.
So now they're ruling it as a homicide.
Like they didn't already know this. So the Sinzae, I think that's how you say his name, Sinzae Reed, the 13-year-old kid who was in the house with his mama, went out the door and got shot by a dude. The neighbors saw him shoot him.
His name was Craig.
Yeah, Craig. Now,
not spelled normal.
When he went to prison, he was charged with murder, but then he claimed self-defense, and he was immediately released. And it's been months, and there's been no update on the case. And now he's been charged. So is it because of social media found out about the story?
Probably so.
So how powerful do you really think social media has that level of influence where when a case is not being looked at properly, social media get a hold of it and start putting attention behind it nationally?
Yes, because it makes the police department look bad. It exposes them for what they be doing.
Let me
And the father is in this video, so he's black.
What they got to do with anything?
Because I was asking, where is the father?
Hold on.
Found one with the father.
An autopsy report has determined the fatal shooting of a 13-year-old black boy by a white man in Columbus, Ohio was a homicide. The information arrives months after the charges against the accused shooter, who claimed he shot the child in self-defense, were dropped. The report from Franklin County Coroner's Office, released on Tuesday, revealed that Sinzae Reed suffered 2 gunshot wounds.
He's 13 years old. Craig is 36.
Where?
They're going to say how old Craig is. Craig is 36.
Okay.
So the father not involved in Freemasonry.
Tuesday revealed that Sinzae Reed suffered. Well, remember Trayvon Martin.
Exactly. This is no coincidence that the son is 13 years old in Ohio. It be some weird shit going on in that. That's the river, the marine spirit shit going on in that area. And then he's 36. These numbers just be interesting.
I'm not into the numerology.
I'm not into numerology either. We just know what those numbers mean.
No, you be pointing it out every time you get a chance.
We don't know what those numbers mean?
I mean, yeah, but
okay
still.
Then.
That's the father and the mother.
Always trying to throw me under the damn bus.
I throw you under the bus.
Like you don't know what 13 and 36, what these numbers be symbolizing.
I know exactly. That's the father that Trevor's so proud that he has.
Oh wow, you're so proud that he had. I'm proud. Yes, I'm proud that a black man is in his son's life. Yeah, I'm very proud of that.
No, that he's black. Cause you were looking at the little boy and you was like, I don't know, he's like a tether. You said it.
Yeah, I said it.
All right then. All right. Against accused shooter who claimed the child was self-defense was dropped. Sinzae was suffered 2 gunshot wounds, 1 to the chest and 1 to the hand. On the 12th of October 2022, homicide is one of the determinations used to determine the manner of a person's death, and the coroner's determination of homicide does not necessarily mean a crime had been committed. A witness described seeing 36-year-old Craig Butler, who was white, exit a truck outside the apartment complex. We know he fired the gunshots and shot him and drove off, and then they called him and arrested him and they let him go. Now they want to prosecute. They said, following a wave of national interest in the case, the child's family demanded.
Following the wave of national interest.
Yeah, the wave of national interest because of social media.
That's crazy.
The child's family demanded the removal of Franklin County Prosecutor Gary Tyack from the case and the federal prosecutor to intervene and prosecute Mr. Butler for a hate crime. According to the family's obituary, Sinzae, or Zay, as he liked to be called, loved listening to music, playing video games, and hanging out with his friends and family.
So if all black Americans would rally together for reparations and be one accord, we can make some shit shake.
Well, he still hasn't been charged. It just ruled a homicide now.
He gonna get charged because they not gonna let it go.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, we talking about it. So people like us talking about it. So
they're not gonna let it go.
Then you're gonna have channels that are much bigger, people with much bigger platforms gonna update on it, and it's gonna be like something got to be done. So
the Joe Budden podcast, they talk about like more things now.
Yeah,
but they might talk about this.
People diversify their
platform.
Yeah, exactly. Even though they tell you not to do that because it leads to your audience being separated. They say you need to find a niche and talk about one thing, but I just can't. High school secretary forced to quit after
Damn.
sending text referring to MLK Jr. Day as N-word day.
Where the side tubes? She
Yeah.
ain't got no side tubes
Yeah,
on
side
either
tubes
side.
gone.
Damn.
Would you refer to Martin Luther King as N-word day? That's racist, disgusting, and Louisiana high school secretary named Newlin Fontana is the one who sent the racist text to her colleague tagging MLK Day as N-word day. According to the Daily Mail, she had been forced to quit her secretary job at, I'm not even going to try to say, Paris Junior High School. That's the way to go. Now, this is why I want to ask the question.
This is a text message that she sent privately to somebody,
Yeah.
and she's a secretary
Yeah. Now, what I want to ask is, why she feel comfortable texting this to that person?
because that person probably agrees with what she says.
My thing is, I'm pretty sure they both said stuff to each other similar to that, and she felt comfortable saying that to her this time. Why? Well, I can't even
I
say
don't
that.
mind people having their opinions on how they feel about things.
But
Tell me who you
think
are.
You think she should not have been fired?
I mean, yeah, she has to be fired because she works at a high school around children.
There was a Caucasian girl last week we talked about who said that she wished more black people would have died in that shooting, so that she would have had not black people, niggers would have died in that shooting, so would have had more of a week off from school. She didn't get kicked out of school because they said it's a private free speech.
Well, this is private
Exactly,
free
but is
speech
it
because
because
she texts
she's-
on her phone.
Is it because she's in a position of authority that they made her
A
quit?
secretary?
She's an adult, is what I mean.
Oh,
And that girl was an adult too, but she
she was an
wasn't.
adult.
She wasn't
Secretary ain't got no damn power.
but she's not staff. She's staff.
That's true. I think they fired her because
Well,
she's an adult working at a high school around black kids, and it don't look
good on the school.
it don't look good on the school having a person say this is
N-word.
nigga day for black people pretty much.
Yeah.
I didn't get to take the day off. I reap no benefits from it being MLK Day. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just a holiday.
Yeah, an angry 21-year-old driving nearly twice the speed limit kills mother of two in rage-induced crash. Family outraged at 90 days slap on the wrist sentence. The family of Nebraska woman killed in a car crash is furious about judge's decision not to heavily penalize the 21-year-old behind the wheel. Relatives say his sentence of about 3 months is simply a slap on the wrist for a crime that shattered their world. On Thursday, Douglas County Judge Jeffrey Marcuzzo ruled Jonathan McDougal, a man charged with misdemeanor motor vehicle homicide, for fatally running into 35-year-old Regina Bright during a car collision in Omaha, Nebraska. In March 2022, he will face 90 days in jail and 2 years probation. What? So if he was drunk, he'd get 15, 20 years. But because he's sober, which means it's 100% he meant to do it. I mean, he did it.
He intentionally ran into the person.
I'm not going to say intentionally tried to kill her, but if he was drunk and did the same exact thing, they would have gave him 15 years, 20 years. But because he's sober, it's 3 months. I don't get how that works.
Because they're saying when you're intoxicated and you get on the road,
but I'm
you're
drunk.
more than likely you're putting not only yourself but other people in danger versus you being sober and you accidentally hitting somebody.
But I'm drunk, so my senses are not as good. So I'm being punished for being drunk versus he's not drunk. He's fully conscious. He knows what's going on. And
Did he do it purposely?
Either way, you didn't do it purposely, drunk or not.
But when you're intoxicated, you're not in your right state of mind.
Yeah.
So you're more likely to get in a car accident versus being sober. So that's why the punishment is heavier.
But I'm not sober and I kill somebody.
It's an accident.
But I'm sober. I mean, I'm drunk and I kill somebody. That's an accident.
Being intoxicated is going to make it 5 times more likely that you're going to hit somebody. Do you not understand?
So what you think
difference?
is worse for somebody to be drunk and kill somebody than
worse.
sober?
It's worse for somebody to be drunk to kill somebody than somebody is sober, because you're getting behind the wheel knowing you're intoxicated,
Knowing you're drunk.
Yeah, knowing you're intoxicated, you're drunk,
and when
you're getting behind the wheel.
But he was just angry.
So he was driving around angry?
That's what they said. It's an anger induced. So what that supposed to mean?
I don't know what that mean, anger induced. When they say he angry, did he leave the house angry?
I guess so.
And
Let's see.
That was stupid for him to confess. I left the house angry.
The judge also mandated the young man seek evaluation for behavioral and mental health because they determined during the trial his aggressive actions during the accident were intentional and motivated out of anger.
It was intentional? Then lock his ass up. What are we having this conversation for?
Bright's friend, Precious Clark, said in November after McDougal's no contest plea that if he gets off of this, it opens the door for young people to think that they can be mad and angry and go out.
I agree with that.
And just because you weren't drunk or under the influence does not mean you have a right to not be able to handle your emotions and go out and drive in reckless and careless. That's what I'm saying. How is it less? Anyway, police reports say March 22, Bright was driving her 2017 Jeep Compass where she encountered McDougal on the roadway. They both attempted to make a left turn into the gas station at the same time. McDougal was speeding at 66 miles per hour in the 35 mile per hour zone when he crashed into his 2011 Chevy Impala into her SUV, causing her unfortunate demise. The collision of the two vehicles caused her Jeep to bang into a utility pole, spin clockwise, and land on the driver's side, Omaha.com reported. Bright died on the spot. McDougal sustained no life-threatening injuries and was taken to Nebraska Medicine to be treated. I don't know.
This is in 2017?
22.
22? Okay.
She was driving a 2017 Jeep.
Okay.
Dougal County Attorney Don Kling told KETV that the family and friends must consider all the facts of the case. The charges carried a penalty of up to 1 year in jail and a $1,000 fine. We understand the sorrow and frustration of Bright's friends and family, but the circumstances do not warrant a felony charge. The courts have determined that excessive speeding without one other's factor is not enough to make it a felony. Bright's co-workers and friend Sarah Sapinski echoed the bereaved mother and said, "It's just not fair in no way, shape, and form. I don't care any way you cut it." Those gatherings. Anyways, the point of the matter is, this is crazy. You get 3 months for killing somebody because you were angry and not drunk. And y'all think that's fair?
If he said he was angry and he intentionally tried to hit somebody, then no, that's a shut and closed case.
Protest over death of Keenan Anderson by police. I'm only bringing this up to say that no one's really talking about this case. It's not really a big story. Nobody's talking about it. I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that his cousin is one of the founders of Black Lives Matter. Five MPD officers fired after Nikola's investigation. Now, this case was a bit of a change. A dude was killed by police, but this time it was 5 black officers that did it.
They did what?
Killed a man.
Oh, let's see how this gonna go.
Memphis police announced 5 MPD officers involved in the arrest of Tyree Nichols have been fired. The following officers have been what?
They weren't put on leave?
Following officers have been terminated. Now, it was on camera. So
we've seen them have it on camera and still get put on leave.
Yeah, I know. Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin III, Desmond Mills Jr., and Justin Smith. Memphis police posted a statement on Twitter as well as Facebook, provided the following photos. The Memphis Police Department has concluded that an administrative investigation into the tragic death of Mr. Tyree Nichols after he thought review of the circumstances surrounding the incident. We have determined that the 5 MPD officers involved violated multiple department policies, including excessive use of force, duty to intervene, and duty to render aid. Earlier today, each officer charged was terminated from the Memphis Police Department. The Memphis Police Department is committed to protecting and defending the rights of every citizen in our city. The egregious nature of the incident is not a reflection of the good work that our officers perform with integrity every day.
Did they kill him, or is he still alive?
He's a dead man.
Wow.
Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy provided the following statement. We understand that many questions about the public surrounding Tyree Nichols case. Additionally, we are aware that reasonable requests to release video, which we are committed to doing as swiftly as possible. We must emphasize the low places limits as such as video release, and we have make sure that we do without compromising our ability to arrive at justice in this case. Here's what we know about the case right now. MPD officers stopped Tyrese Nichols for reckless driving near Rains and Ross Road in Hickory Hill. Police said he approached him with a confrontation occurred and took off running. After pursuit, officers claim another confrontation occurred before taking Nichols into custody. Family says the second confrontation happened at Castlegate Lane, just yards from where they lived under the Sky Cop camera. Nichols' family said the incident made him go into cardiac arrest, left him with a broken neck, and he suffered from the medical. So he's still alive. I'm sorry. When I first saw this, I saw people talking about.
I guess you don't be reading articles either.
I didn't read this one, but I did see people talking about it, and I thought they said he was dead the way they were talking about it. Police say Nichols then complained of shortness of breath and was taken to St. Francis Hospital in critical condition. He did. On January 10th, he died in the hospital. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was right.
But you questioned yourself, so that means you didn't read the article.
Who is Tyree Nichols, 29-year-old with a family of 6'4", 145, 150 pounds. He leaves behind a 4-year-old son. Family says he's never been in trouble. He liked to take pictures. He loved to skateboard with friends. Wore skate in peace shirts to his memorial. He was infectious, family said. Type of guy that everywhere he went, he left an impact. Now, ain't it funny?
It's not funny.
No, not funny as in haha, but ironic.
Ironic is a better term.
When it was 5 black officers, they fired. They charged.
Investigation, no.
And they deserve every bit of it too.
On leave.
No.
I don't even think they're going to get hired at another.
Oh, no, and they deserve this, by the way.
Oh, no, they
And this
do.
goes into the fact that just because the officer is black don't always mean they worth a damn.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Just because they black don't mean they ain't willing to do something like this.
Yeah,
Like imagine as a police officer, you already know the image that police officers have. So you're a black officer dealing with a black suspect, quote unquote, and this is how you go about it. It's like what's the point? You dealt with the situation maybe even more brutally.
I think I know who the main two that did it.
Who?
The ones that ain't smiling.
The 2 ain't smiling.
They look like they just.
There's 3 not smiling.
Mainly the 2 that's the picture above and below.
These 2.
Yep.
I don't know. If we read the whole case, we might find out it was the other ones. Might have been him.
With the which one?
The biggest smile. He might be the one who he got the job. Boy, I'm about to whoop some niggas' ass. Oh, I'm about to beat some people.
No, we ain't about to. Can't make this funny.
I'm just saying. So they're going into an investigation now. We'll see how far that goes. But once again, what do you do when even the black officers will beat you to death? Like, where's the trust? I mean, people will say for the most part when officers and civilians interact, it leads into a non-violent situation. People go about their day. The point of the matter is, even if it happened once, that's too much.
Yeah.
But now I'm worried that one gonna be me. Is that one time you doing something, you decide to go off, is that gonna be me?
You want to tell your story for the 5th time?
I ain't told that story yet. Stop.
Okay.
Stop it, man. Stop it.
I thought you was gonna tell your story for the 5th time. You don't want to tell the story what happened?
No.
Okay.
Trying to ultimate white privilege. You gotta see this update. Sinzae Reed case. Yeah. Like I said, he still hasn't been charged yet. It just now ruled it a homicide, even though we already knew he was shot. So who knows? Numerology, astrology, good tools to help you keep up with what the so-called elites are up to. Exactly. And I do agree with that. Just because I don't believe in it don't mean they don't. And if they believe in it, I need to know what's going on. Not everything. I don't need to know the ins and outs on how to go about the things they do, but I need to know what they're doing and why they're doing it.
Yep.
Students, that's Niggas Day to you old helper. He young and got a complexion for the protection in Nebraska, and in that place, hitting blacks is just the end infraction. And I'm surprised he living there and should be no better. Are you surprised that black people living there in Nebraska?
Some people say they surprised black people living in this state.
Yeah, Washington.
Hell, he in California. I'm surprised y'all still living in California. The Mexicans done took that shit over. They running y'all out of y'all hoods.
Don't them black good old boy cops wish they was white when it comes to their pension? Oh, that's gone. That's gone. You right. They might not even hire them in another station. They are. Even if they get off, which I don't think they will.
Black people get different punishment.
Bet white officers in Memphis was not afforded that treatment that they black counterparts so honorably received.
They uphold the laws when it comes to black people.
Oh no, see that's the thing. This is why I always had a question.
You're held at a different standard.
If you know who black people in America truly are, their true lineage and legacy, doesn't America come off like the whole country, the whole society, the entire West was created to be a prison for you as a punishment? It's just like a prison. Cause you do the same thing as everybody else and you still get punished more severely. You do the same thing and it's just like, you do it, we gonna get your ass. But everybody else do it, we give you 90 days for killing a woman. because you were angry instead of drunk. Crazy, man. Travis, wake your ass.
George, go have a Coke and a smile.
Man accused in Renton, SeaTac, shooting facing attempted murder, first-degree assault charges. Listen, so Regina talked about this. Shout out to Regina. She put this in the comments. I also got this from Honorable Sienna on Twitter. She linked me to it. She added me for it. And immediately I said, well, because I don't watch news here. I don't watch news in Seattle.
There you go.
I only watch online news.
I told y'all about these tethers.
And so what happened is a man named Diallo, do I need to say anymore? He went on a shooting spree and killed, or shot, should I say, 3 black men. Now, I don't know what these black men were. We need to know they said black men. And out of his mouth, he said he don't like black people. And
I think he was Congolese.
I'm talking about the men he shot.
They were black Americans.
We don't know that.
Dude, he don't like black people. He's targeting black.
But the man they interviewed was another black immigrant.
No.
It was a black immigrant he interviewed and asked, what do you think about it? He said, yeah, he said he don't like black people. And then I thought, whoa, here's another black immigrant that said that.
I think he talking about he don't like black Americans.
I'm not saying who he talking about. I'm saying who did he shoot?
He shot black American men. I'm pretty positive that he did.
All right, let me show the video right quick. Hold on, y'all. Okay.
SeaTac man accused of a shooting spree that left 3 people hospitalized made his first court appearance today. Court documents state that after the man was arrested along I-5 in Tacoma, he told police he, quote, doesn't like black people. The 3 people police say he shot are all black men. King 5's Natalie Swaby reports on the new details we are learning today.
In probable cause documents released today, it states that during that interview with police, he denied shooting anyone. But he allegedly did confirm that he recently purchased a pistol, and that pistol and loaded magazines were inside his vehicle. According to investigators, one man allegedly caused 4 different crime scenes.
State of Washington versus Mamadou Diallo.
Mamadou Diallo appeared before a judge today, accused of perpetrating a shooting spree Thursday afternoon. It started near Rainier Avenue in Renton. That's where a suspect allegedly pulled up in his vehicle next to a man who was sitting in his car and started shooting, according to police, who say the same suspect then drove less than a mile to a dealership on Southwest Grady Way, and there was more gunfire.
Okay, now
you gotta go. Pack their ass up and send them back.
Now let me say this. I immediately said to myself, I don't know, this is probably not the first time this happened. It's not the first time this happened.
There was a story like a year or 2 ago, wasn't there?
I'm gonna show it. But when I saw this, I said, we got to stop this. That's only on the internet stuff. This is not the internet. So what do we do with this?
Jacob's trouble.
What do you do with this? This is not on the internet. You can't use that argument. Let me just.
They out here hunting us down like dogs. It's ridiculous.
Oh, now you hunt you down. Okay.
Yeah.
A shooting spree that spanned 3 different locations from Renton to SeaTac last week ended with an arrest of 32-year-old Mahamadou Diallo. Diallo is now charged with 1 count of first-degree assault and 2 counts of attempted murder in the first degree. There is still no official motive to why Diallo targeted these 3 men, but court documents show that the race may have played a factor. At first, we're thinking that this guy may have some problem with the shooter, but after we heard that the news saying he just doesn't like black people, then we say it might be me, might be the other guys. Says Coretta Adams. He was an immigrant in the interview, who works with one of the victims at the Kia dealership in Renton. Court documents say that several times during the interview, Diallo stated that he does not like socializing or being around black people. The documents also say that Diallo told detectives, you know how they are, and they're always killing each other.
Black Americans. You're talking about black Americans.
But no, that happens in Africa too. Diallo is black.
I can't believe you sitting here trying to make a case.
Look, according to the court documents, Diallo is black. They called him black.
Who Africans gonna kill in Africa, dude? They surrounded by other Africans. We not just surrounded by other Africans here. We surrounded by different groups.
It doesn't make sense, Adams said. The first shooting happened in January 12th on Rainier Avenue, south of Renton, and the second one just about a mile away from Kia dealership, according to officials. The third shooting happened in SeaTac in the intersection of 160th on 34th Avenue South. Adams said his coworker stepped outside, and that's when the shooting happened. Before the door was back, I heard a gunshot. Court documents say that Diallo shot each of the 3 men multiple times, and all three are taken to Harborview Medical Center For the injured, Adams' co-worker has since been released.
I would have said, don't take me to Harvard Medical View. Take me to Virginia Mason or Swedish.
Swedish, yeah, that's the big one. That's the...
No, the nice one is Virginia Mason.
But I'm saying that Swedish is the one I know.
It wasn't up to par for, somebody.
Yeah. Somebody said this
But if the person would have went to Harvard View, they would have said, take me to Swedish. Take me back to Swedish. Take me back.
Now, this is from last year, October 31st, 2022. I just found this story. It's so comparable to the one that just happened. Armadillo police arrest man accused of shooting 3 people, killing at least 1. Now, in this case, this guy, obviously, as you can tell.
I think he the Congolese one.
Yeah, Bo Dang. This is a robbery attempt. He shot 2 black people, 2 black men and 1 black woman in the backyard of the house that they were robbing. But here's the crazy part about this case here. Right here it says the other 2 shooting victims were taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Now the woman, Lawrence Hart, 19, was pronounced dead on the scene. The other 2 people taken to the hospital. In 2016, Dang, the 3 other people were accused of robbing a man at gunpoint in his home. According to court records, Dang pleaded guilty to aggravated robbery and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. He was released in March 5th, 2021. So you got a dude who had an armed robbery, served 5 years, got out, and a year later, he shoots 3 people. What do you do with this person?
You deport him.
Do you send him to prison for 25, 30 years?
You deport him.
So you send him back to, what if he's born here? He's a citizen. You can't deport him.
Then you give his ass the maximum time you can give him. That's what you do.
So you want to give him life?
Right, whatever the maximum amount of time you can give his ass, that's what you give him.
Okay. Speaking of this situation, the immigrants, Eric Adams says NYC can't cater to migrants' cultural taste on food. I found this absolutely hilarious.
I find it hilarious too because I've been to Mexico and I had their food. And they can eat some sandwiches. Sandwiches ain't gonna hurt them.
New York City won't cater to the cultural taste of migrants living in a massive Manhattan hotel, Mayor Eric Adams said Thursday as he vowed to end the epic waste of food they refuse to eat. We're going to provide food for people, Adams said. People may have different cultural tastes for certain foods. We can't do that. We can only provide nutrition, food for people. Adams also expressed dismay over a Tuesday report by the Post that revealed how a ton of food was being thrown out daily at the 4-star Row NYC hotel near Times Square. Adams said officials had conducted a survey at the hotel and asked the migrants to give us your thoughts around food. They said they did not want sandwiches. They wanted hot food. We tried to accommodate that. He said, hold on.
I didn't read the article and I said sandwiches.
You said that. It's funny you said that. You didn't.
Sandwiches, I don't understand. What is wrong with sandwiches nowadays? People don't want sandwiches no more.
Imagine going to another person's country for refuge. They put you in a 4-star resort, 4-star hotel. They're giving you food, and you say, I want hot food. Like, imagine the level of entitlement you feel.
I would have said, everybody, pack your shit up. You got 10 minutes to pack your shit up.
And you see what's going on in Chicago right now. They're trying to bring them there. And the black people are like, no, send them to where all the rest of them at. No, send them here. Adams said officials, Adams also chuckled repeatedly as he said, I guess I'm a little old fashioned. If our city is giving people food to eat that are in terrible state, I think that's the real great effort for the city of this, for the people of this city.
Listen, what he's saying is either you eat it or you don't eat shit. They're like some peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
Yeah.
If they did it right, it should be pretty good.
During an unrelated news conference in City Hall, Adams also said he learned about the alarming situation when I read it in the paper. We're going to dig into the reason why people should eat.
That's what they have tuna day. I don't want no damn tuna. Miss Jerry.
How you gonna? She took the man's sandwich and then threw it away instead of giving it back.
Martin was really sincere when he was giving Miss Jerry that tuna sandwich, and she's, I don't want no damn tuna. And then
it was Gina that convinced him. It was Gina that convinced him to give it to her.
Applehead convinced him to give up his tuna sandwich for Miss Jerry to step on it.
That one was crazy. All right, this is him speaking about the situation going on with the immigrants in the show. He expresses support for the idea of housing large numbers of migrants in a stadium-like setting.
Any thought to using like a large venue, an arena or a stadium or something like that, to house migrants and
Yes, I believe in that concept of putting people in the setting and have all those services, the wraparound services that are needed. And we have been attempting to identify locations that we can do so. We need, the federal government has land here. We need that land open. We have been in conversation with the state to look at some of the state locations. And the governor has fully understood the urgency of the moment. And there's a real collaboration that we are attempting to do to get spaces to do just that.
Now, we saw the last time they put a bunch of people in the stadium. That was in Katrina. I know that ain't the only time. They also happened. Didn't it happen during the flood in Texas too?
I don't know.
No, I think they only went to the church. With Osteen, who didn't want to let them in. By the way, that gets really, really overlooked. He was not going to let those people in that church until he got so much backlash on social media.
Well, he said he wanted it to be set up properly before he invited.
You would have just let him in and fix it as you go.
He wanted, he wanted to look right. He wanted to go get some beds and stuff.
Osteen ain't shit. But let me fascinating. All 3 men survived, and one of them was shot 7 times. Yeah, the Most High blessed them because Lord knows 7 times. It always amazes me when people get shot in the head or something, and they live, and you realize how amazing the human body is. How, as much as you can be damaged, it takes a lot to kill someone. Like, you have to, when you kill someone, you have to put their body through a lot for them to die. Mm. It's almost as if someone was given an order to hunt North American blacks down. Is that what you mean, Travis?
Regina, they just don't like us. Well, they don't view themselves as us. When the white people let these African immigrants come over here, you saw what he said.
So hold on, you think that man not mentally ill?
No, I don't think he's mentally ill.
So you think he's fully mentally stable? He shot 3 people because he didn't like them.
Yeah, he's fine. He's right.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, we know you don't know about that.
What you mean? You know?
You stay defending Tethers. I don't know why.
Where? Hold on.
Now he mentally ill.
I didn't say he is. I said you saying
already trying to give him a plea.
Okay.
That's what you're trying to do.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Jeez. All right. Why does it keep restarting?
I don't know why I keep doing that.
Okay, that was all of them. Okay. All right.
Damn leg hurt.
Oh, no, it ain't.
Yeah, it is.
Your leg ain't hurting. Oh, wow. That's actually lining up perfectly. The 1619 Project Review. Nikole Hannah-Jones' groundbreaking initiative gets a frustrating Hulu adaptation. I saw people say this woman been stealing from Yvette and Tone.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this.
I agree.
When I first came into her talking points on social media, she did not sound the way she sounds now.
She's still totally different.
After Tone and Yvette made their information and data to the public, all of a sudden she started sounding a lot like them.
And she's a Jew.
And she's taking it and running with it. So the 1619 Project, I'm pretty sure y'all know about it. It is about the idea that America was founded in 1619 through the slavery and the free labor of Black Americans and the inventions and all that other stuff. The opposite believed that no, this country was started in 1876, right?
I think it's 1776.
Oh, so
July
1776.
1770.
They said that's when America became America, when it got away from the empire, the British Empire. So that's the argument. So she making the point. It started in 1619. They're saying no, it was 1776 when they got away from Britain. So that's led to a lot of backlash her way, where they said that she's revising history, that this is not true. This is what they're talking about in Florida. We're gonna get to that later. So New York Times series has been turned into a 6-part Hulu doc featuring Oprah Winfrey among its producers. No matter how you measure it, Nikole Hannah-Jones, the 1619 Project, was an earth-shaking thing when it premiered in the New York Times in 2019. It won a Pulitzer Prize. It sparked conversation. It generated waves of backlash from people who absolutely positively didn't read the full 100-page collection of essays. It also offered a reminder how effectively legacy media can still move the needle in terms of discourse.
And Oprah has been attaching her ass to anything black because she know the black community don't fuck with her as heavy as they used to.
That was the time when Oprah was black
the
royalty.
Cream of the crop.
She was black royalty in media.
She can get any interview. She can't even get interviews with some
I think she
people
can.
now.
I think if Oprah called anybody, she still can get an interview.
No, they were talking about how there's certain rappers that she was asked to do interviews with her, and they said no.
Remember back in the day when she had her show, when she would actually do certain rappers, she would bring them on to disagree with them, to admonish them, chastise them. So I think a lot of rappers don't want to interview with her because all you're going to do is get chastised by Oprah.
She ain't got that status no more. There's some people that's like, no, I don't want to do an interview with you.
But she don't have a show, so, you know.
You have a show.
What show she got?
She has a show on her network called Super Soul Sunday, I believe.
Oh.
She has guests on there.
Really?
Listen, dude, I just read articles.
Oh.
I do read articles, and
you read, so I don't know because I don't read.
All I know is she used to have a show called Super Soul Sunday on the OWN network. I don't know if it's still.
She don't own it no more, do she? Did she still own?
I don't think she never owned it, to be honest.
When she was
with you.
Yeah. As a 6-part collective Hulu series driven by Hannah Jones and executive produced by Oprah Winfrey, the 1619 Project proved something.
She literally stopped Tyler Perry from having his own network to put
him on
his shows on her network.
It don't make a difference. I mean, his shows. We one of these days we're gonna get around to Tyler Perry.
I want to do a breakdown of the show to Ruth. Ruth, that is a horrible show.
The 1619 Project proved something different, however provocative. The connections and context that Hannah Jones and the company provided, but within the print and online confines of New York Times, television has been tackled a bigger picture topic in earnest and with some success for years. Hulu's 1619 Project remains cogent, smartly argued, and persuasive, but in failing to sufficiently adjust its storytelling to the visual demands of possibility of TV, it fails to make itself essential. So this is a critique where they're saying they went through and they did a review of it saying it didn't measure up to what it could have been, obviously. So the 1619 Project, Nikole Hannah Jones, and this is also part of the greater argument about reparations going on in this country. Now, last week I told you this happening in a lot of states. You agree with me now? You're starting to see this reparations thing, even if you know it's not, a lot of it might not be authentic. It might just be for votes or whatever.
Yeah.
It's starting to become a normal thing to say on a political platform. So there was a time in like 2002, 1, you start talking about reparations, your numbers just drop. Like nobody ain't trying to hear that. Now you say it, your numbers might not go up, but they won't go down either. It'll be like, okay, whatever. People just kind of let you say what you want to say when it comes to that topic. That used to be like you didn't hear that on news channels, them talking about reparations. Especially for Negroes. Like that just wouldn't happen. So I'm gonna show the trailer for the 1619 Project, Nikole Hannah Jones, Love Child. Let's show it.
They say our people were born on the water. The very first enslaved Africans were brought here over 400 years ago. Since then, no part of America's story has been untouched by the legacy of slavery. This is the 1619 Project.
The New York Times 1619 Project.
My father, he always flew a flag in our front yard.
One thing about Dad, he was patriotic.
He was a part of that United States Army. They served their country, but hey, you serve your country don't mean your country gonna serve you.
You serve your country, but that don't mean your country gonna serve you.
I've always had an opinion growing up. Obviously, if you grew up in a non-military family, even though funny enough, we do have military members in our family.
We do. We have a
grandfather.
We have a grandfather on both sides.
Yeah, they both fought in Vietnam. No, sorry, not Vietnam. Vietnam. And I think our grandfather on our mother's side, I think he fought in World War II.
Yes. And
our grandfather on our father's side, he fought in our grandfather, not a great grandfather. Our grandfather fought in Vietnam. So we have military members in our family, but growing up, it was like, ain't no black. I know that the infamous quote from the movie, "Ain't no black man got a place in a white man's military," but that always been something that wasn't true historically. In every war in this country, black men have always been a part of it. Every war, because it's natural for men to want to fight for their family. even if this country hate me, I still got family here. I have a wife, kids, mother, father, brothers, sisters, nephews, nieces, cousins, friends. So I'm going to join the military to defend them, even if the country don't love them. Then you have the situation where it's poverty. A lot of people join the military because they, the military like to recruit people out of poor areas.
Yep.
They come to.
Then they also pay for you to go to college too. They'll pay for your
degree and stuff,
your tuition. And stuff.
So you have a situation where I remember you used to see recruiters go to high schools. That don't happen in wealthy neighborhoods. Recruiters don't go to no high school in no wealthy neighborhood where the average income is 6 figures. You're not stepping nowhere near that high school. But a poor neighborhood, we're gonna come to the high school and recruit you.
They'll come to your house too.
Yes, they will drive to your house and recruit you.
Yep. This
is only happening to people in poverty. So the military, as much as historically black men have been a part of it, I believe it's a decision you got to make on your own.
You don't have to go to a library, or they would literally come to your house and you will take the test at your house.
And they will sit right there.
Yep.
And wait. Go to sleep, everything. The dude.
Yep. Almost was in the Marines, but I chose not to do it.
Travis Hewitt was recruited. The man gave him the test. He was so tired. He came in like 8 o'clock in the afternoon, 8 o'clock at night. Was it 7, 8?
It was around 5.
No, it was dark. But it might have been during the summer.
It was during the winter.
During the winter when it was cold.
It was 5 or 6 in the afternoon.
But he stayed there for at least an hour and a half. Because you were taking the little test. He talked, and then he fell asleep. He was like, I'm so tired. So this man you probably were like the 18th person he visited that day.
Gotta go recruit another Negro.
So little Travis could have been a soldier.
I'm a soldier.
For the Lord.
In the army of the Lord.
Army of the Lord. All right, let me finish playing this.
The truth is, Black Americans have always been foundational to the idea of American freedom.
Like, come on.
She's stealing from Tariq.
She's stealing from both now.
Foundational
but here's the thing.
idea of American freedom.
Now, here's the thing. You can say she's stealing, but is she now taking both those things and just combining it?
And Freeman, too.
I'm saying, but is she not just taking those ideologies and just combining them now?
No, she don't get to do that.
But didn't you say we need to do that? You got angry when there was this separate
can't
group.
do that.
Why?
Because she's biracial.
That's not the point. My point is, didn't you say you want to get rid of all these subgroups and all that, so just make it one?
I said I'm tired of all these different names for black people.
So
that's
she's
the
doing
problem.
it. She's getting rid of it. She's combining all the ideologies. It's a political movement like ADOS. It's a lineage like FBA.
Why
and
are
it's a
these
historical
biracial
term
people
like
always
freedom?
trying to get in the front of a movement?
Because they want to prove their blackness. They have a certain level of insecurity sometimes, but they feel the need to prove they're black.
She should.
What?
Have a certain level of insecurities because she's not black.
It is what it is.
That's what happens when you go and make something other.
You can't stop them from identifying what they believe they are.
You're right, I can't, but I can tell you ain't black.
Democracy is a fight. It will always be a fight.
You are calling for reparations. What is the total that would be owed?
$14 trillion.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
Big debt, though.
It is a big debt.
We are still fighting. As long as there's life, we're going to have hope.
When I hear fog, I hear freedom. There are centuries in that music. Centuries in that spirit.
The 1619 Project, it's not a history. It really is talking about America today. Black Americans' contributions are undeniable. No people had a greater claim to the American flag than we do.
There go them Negro hymns.
What you think? You gonna watch it?
Hell no.
You know damn well we gonna watch it. You know we gonna watch it just to see how many lies they tell, if they lie.
Well, black people always got to tell a couple lies.
Wow. Now y'all see what he said?
That's the truth.
So why? So you saying black people are liars?
Yes, black people are liars. Everybody's a liar.
Now you're trying to make everybody now.
Does not everybody lie?
Of course everybody lies.
Okay.
I mean, yes. I don't, but
Black people tell lies.
I don't, but I don't shame people.
They'll shoot you one real quick, a fair one.
I agree. They do not just, do not like us, but I'm confused as to why, what am I missing? Like I said, it's either we can go into the deep level of it and believe that there is some plot to create more of a more of a defragmentation of whatever they believe to be a connection between the continent and Black Americans, We can sit here and say that all we want. That is a true thing. The United States government has taken steps to separate Black Americans from the African continent. Regardless if you believe that those are people that you should try and connect with, connecting with them would not bode well for the American system.
That's your belief.
That's the truth. If you really think, let's say you get 100, we don't have this debate before. You get 100,000 Black Americans, go to Ghana, a retired Black Americans. I got this theory from a channel named.
They don't even want you there.
I got this theory from a channel named BGS. He said if you send 100,000 retired Black Americans who receive retirement funds, you send 100,000 to Ghana, and they just take that money and infuse into the Ghanaian government within 10 years, that's a couple $2 billion. America don't want that. They don't want you taking your finances and putting it into another system, which is funny because we see Mexicans, we see all the immigrants do it. But the problem is if you send Black Americans to one of those countries, let's say you send your granny, your grandpa,
I ain't sending
in their
there.
retirement years, they decide they want to go to Ghana.
They like to have their lights turned on and wash.
And you send 100,000 Black retirees. You're not just gonna get them. You got their kids, their grandkids. They're gonna come over at some point visiting. So now you got 100,000 people turn into 300,000 people with visiting and all that stuff. So within a few years, you get a consistent 500,000 people a year coming to your country to visit. That's a lot of money. Yet folks or celebs at least still flock to the Super Soul Sunday without full disclosure. I used to drink vats at the old Kool-Aid still until I learned about bootleg Greek letter frats and SS's.
You drink the grape Kool-Aid?
The grape Kool-Aid.
The grape Kool-Aid is good.
A little random. How you doing? We are all Americans. We have more in common than not. MLK would bitch slap most people involved in the movements of today.
Was Little Random the one that left the comment? Okay.
I don't know.
I think they're new.
Yeah, what's up? If I say what's up, Little Random.
Welcome to the channel.
MLK, his responses to today's movements. It depends. You talking about ADOS, the free FBA thing? Well, Martin Luther King was more, and this it is what it is. He was more of a globalist. He definitely would have asked for other races to be included. Him and unfortunately people like Fran Hamilton believed in something like a coalition, rainbow coalition. They believe in adding poor white people, Mexicans, Native Americans.
That group in.
Who?
LGB.
Yeah, they believe
alphabet people. Martin was a communist.
Wow.
Martin Luther King was a communist.
You've been wanting. We're gonna do a video on Martin Luther King because you've been wanting to get something off your chest about Martin. I think.
I mean, you've
trying
been
trying
water
to go
it
in
down.
on Martin.
Just say what it is so the person can know, and then
I just
they
said
have their opinion on it.
He believed in a rainbow coalition. He believed in the idea of poor white people combining with every other non-white people, quote unquote.
You got freaking. You don't have African American studies. You got freaking American studies.
It is what it is. They know what it is. Frickin'.
Oh, that's for them, throwing shots, shootings. The shooting. We didn't give them the proper name. We call them frickins, not Africans. It was no typo. It was what it is.
All right, hold on. Let me
San Francisco.
No, not yet. We're not gonna jump to that yet. San Fran. Now look at this. Armed Black Lives Matter members demanding reparations. Now you can't. I know what this is. This reminds me a lot of what they call the Not Fucking Around Coalition.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
The fact they connected themselves to Black Lives Matter, and they're trying to act like the guns and stuff. Yeah, if you join this, you're crazy.
You join this, then if you get shot,
no, it ain't about just getting shot. If you join this, you might. Who knows what's gonna happen? You might get arrested.
Or
some of these people is definitely some type of.
Or they agents.
I'm about to say agents of chaos.
That's what I really think they are. I think they're agents.
Or is this an attempt to gain some level of esteem back from black people? Like, look, we willing to bring guns out and demand reparations. This is Black Lives. This is the real Black Lives Matter. Are they trying to gain esteem? Are they even connected to the actual organization? Or are they just waving the flag? Let's see what they say. What? I saw your face. What? Say it. I know what you saw. You want to say something?
What I
Colors.
see? What I see?
What'd you see?
So they got the Pan-African color.
Reparations, HR 40.
And that right there was the crazy part. When he mentioned HR 40, HR 40 is not reparations. It's a study. Why are you pushing for a study? Now,
so we have some people out there that don't know what the hell they doing or what they talking about.
No, they do. But I think the point they're making is they believe that we need to get HR 40 through to get reparations on a national level. So study it on a national level rather than on local levels. And you say you disagree with the local level.
What?
You said you disagree with doing it on the local.
I disagree with the local level.
You said you disagree with trying to do this reparation thing on a local level. They need to be national.
When did I say that?
So now you remember saying it?
I don't.
All right, we can forget it. But they believe we need to get HR 40 in.
I'm sure George would know the video, the episode.
They believe that we should get HR 40 through so that it can be studied on a national level. So at least we'll have to study on a national level instead of local. Instead of just having California do theirs and New York do theirs and Texas do theirs. And
they can definitely take some direction from San Francisco's.
I know you see that niggas. They love when the number get bigger. That's all they like.
San Francisco, they trying to hook you up.
And this is Dennis Sperling. This is the guy who we found out about through Kevin Samuels, the lawyer out of Texas. He said he will be working on He said he'd be working on reparation for Texans. He said, I'll be working on my fellow Texans to get reparations for black Texas citizens from the state of Texas who can trace their roots back to the 1870 census. What you thinking?
Boule.
You think he just... Well, I can't say he's not. He's definitely a part of some...
He's part of sorority, too. I think the same sorority that Kevin Samuels is.
He's definitely part of some frat, more than likely.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him as far as I can throw his fat ass. So.
I have to say this, though. When in his bio, he has podcaster, influencer. But obviously, as his career, he has lawyer and law firm. What do you think of that?
In what?
What do you think about professionals being influencers and podcasters?
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Influencers being, people with professional careers going into the influencer podcasting lane.
He changing his career.
He clearly not changing his career. He still does the lawyering. He's still an attorney somewhere.
Maybe he feel like he get more attention when you're a podcaster and influencer. I don't know. Kevin Samuels was a professional. They went into podcasting and influencer.
What profession was he in?
He was in
marketing.
Well, not marketing necessarily.
No, it was marketing.
I thought he was an image consultant.
No, he was a marketer. He was marketing for, what was it? I forgot. Is it Coca-Cola? I forgot what he said.
I could have sworn he was an image consultant.
And then image consultant is an influencer. What?
Yeah.
That's like a designer. They should be online.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'll let it go.
Joe on discovering he's part black and descended from slaves. Hey, you know they're going to start popping up, right? When you start talking about certain things, hey, I got a great-great-grandfather who was a slave, or great-great-great-grandmother who was a slave. That's where I get my warrior spirit from, they'll say. The same thing they say about when white people call themselves Native American. Yeah, I'm 1-something%.
They $5
Cherokee.
They $5 Indians, just like the Mongoloids are $5 Indians.
It says Joe discovered he's part black and said he never understood who he is until now. He actually found out that his grandfather wasn't his grandfather. It was another man who was black.
He's 7%.
Yeah, he's 7% black. So you see right here, it said that means, it says shockingly, he also learned that none of his DNA matches the last name. That means that the man he thought was his grandfather, Emilio, isn't. His father's DNA revealed that his great-grandparents were William Henry Cutler, a black man, and Nellie Alton, a white woman.
Same shit going on.
Because of the magnitude of revelation, the show implemented his ethnics protocol, which allowed him to opt out of the episode if he wanted. Now, they said that there's been multiple quote-unquote celebrities who have opted out of their episode being released because of what they found out. And I said, man, I wonder what they done found out on the episode.
There's quite a few of them who realized that grandma
ain't who he thought.
Grandma just gave you somebody's last name.
Exactly.
Gave your great-grandfather or great-grandmother a last name because that wasn't
This don't get talked. Let me say that. This don't get talked about enough. The same way granddaddy had a second family. A lot of y'all know there's an auntie or an uncle or a great uncle who look a little bit different from your others. And everybody has this theory that ain't your granddaddy kid, but he just didn't say nothing because he got another family, so he just took it on the chin. You looking around.
It ain't happening.
It happens in a lot of families. They talk about the granddaddy with two families. There's a lot of,
you try to accuse
there's a lot of family members who got a
having-
different father and nobody talk about it. They just leave it alone.
Yeah, you try to accuse our grandfather of having two families.
Look, all I know is I did my research and it went to this place. It went nowhere.
It did. It let you know that he was from Bennettsville, South Carolina.
But I couldn't find his parents, his siblings, nothing.
Maybe he was with the CIA too.
Okay.
Man.
He was in the military. They would definitely know who his mama.
And then you said we were the second family.
Because we don't got the real look.
How are you the second family, but he been with us his whole life up
he
until he
chose us at
passed
the end.
away.
Maybe he chose us at the end.
No, he didn't choose us at the end. He was around throughout his kids' whole entire life.
Okay. We could believe that. We could be the first family. Okay.
Nobody has said that. None of our grandmother or her siblings has said our dad went missing for years and then returned.
He didn't say years. He could stay in the house with you. He come visit you 3 times a week.
Okay.
Woke MLK penis statue insults black community. Coretta Scott King.
That statue was. I said last week that statue was ugly.
We didn't go into the hot look. We just said it's
because I knew the people was gonna pick up on it.
I told you
America is known for having phallus statues. Washington D.C.
Washington D.C. The what's the name of that? What's that white tall shark?
They know what it is.
Yes, it's a phallus.
Over there in Europe, they have those same big tall statues that represents phallus.
When you look at the Vatican, Washington D.C. and London has that tall building, that clock. That's a phallus. They all set up to be like Egypt.
Yep. So there's no surprise. So they decided to put a black one out there this time.
Yeah. So which is what they always do. They worship black gods, but they just tell you they white, or blue. But in this or green. But in this right here, so basically the family of Coretta Scott King and a couple other people came out and said this is terrible. Now the person who did we showed it in the short we put out. The person who did it was a black dude who's known for bad art. He's known for doing the bad art.
He's got a sick.
He has one
sense of art.
He has one art piece where he shows a black man dunking into a noose, like an NBA player dunking the ball into a noose, trying to say that it's slavery.
It is a form of slavery.
But it's like people just like this art look dumb. Like you're trying to be too deep. Like showing you decided to do a statue of Martin Luther King and his wife called the Embrace, and all you show is the arms.
You should have put their heads on the.
The head should be on there. Now it seems like there was a budget. It said it was $10 million, the sculpture, but it seemed like somebody took that money, put it in a right back pocket.
He did,
and told a local sculptor, "Hey, just throw something together." Because
and then it's in Boston,
and it makes sense that this is in Boston. A black penis statue in Boston. Of course, Boston would do this. Of course, you would put this in, or was it on purpose?
Like, yeah, put the Mondays statue here.
No, wait, the Mondays. Yeah,
y'all know what Mondays means in Boston, right?
Well, not just Boston. That's a bunch of. Is that Italians that say that, or is that No. That's Is it Irish?
It's the Irish.
The Irish. They call you Mondays. That's great. They got a word.
Stop being a Monday.
They got a word for Negroes in every culture.
Yeah.
They got a slur for you in every culture. They find a way to say something.
And people really don't like Mondays because it's the beginning of the week. It's the start of the work week.
Some people do like Monday.
Huh?
Some people do like Monday.
I don't know nobody who like Monday.
There's people who like Monday.
Especially if you're off on a weekend.
But yeah, it says the Embrace features 2 sets of arms holding each other in an artistic interpretation of the classic photo of Coretta and hubby Martin Luther King Jr. hugging after they won a Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. Well, they already had a statue of him holding the Nobel Peace Prize. The one
you know he should have called this statue Warm Embrace.
My Warm Embrace?
Chris Brown's song, Warm Embrace. Go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, we never did a breakdown to that video too. We should have. I still got the file too. I still got the file. Biden rips racism, extremism, insurrection, and laments collapse of institutional structures in U.S. and Brazil in Sunday sermon at MLK's church amid intensifying probe into his classified files. That headline, they put a lot in their headline. That headline carrying a lot right there. So, Martin Luther King. Biden went to the church, the black church, which is funny because remember that video where Biden said that he grew up in the black church? It's like a second home. And then there's another video where he said, I pretty much grew up Puerto Rican politically. And I was like, what is a political Puerto Rican?
I don't know.
What is a political Puerto Rican? This dude be just lying. And it's funny because he been known for lying. So even in his old age, senile old age.
He just tell little white lies.
He did some junk.
He just tell little white lies.
A lie that's not that bad as a white lie. So this right here, poet is President Biden, the first sitting president to deliver a sermon during the service of Ebenezer Baptist. Here at this,
and look at Warnock. Look how he's sitting position with his hands.
I see his hands. I see you, Warnock, looking for war. Baptist Church, where Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. served as pastor, and currently where Senator Warnock is the pastor and is the first black senator for governor in history. Now think about this. Biden, who came out and said, I don't want black people in the same schools because it's going to be a racial jungle. We're not even talking about the crime bills, 6 of them that he did. Who was a friend of Strom Thurmond, a hard segregationist, and that's okay if you believe that people be separated. The Dixiecrats. One of his people he worked with, their father was a flat out member of the KKK. Their mother was a part of the sisterhood of something. Basically the female KKK. I forgot the name.
Damn, white women was out here dressed up in white hoodies.
No. They used to make the hoods for them. But this is who you invited into a black church to give a sermon. A man who told you ain't black if you don't vote for me. This is the disrespect you take. You deserve it.
Well, he told Charlamagne that.
No,
he didn't tell me that or you. He told Charlamagne that.
Oh, you can try to defend it. The point of the matter is the fact that y'all even invited him into the church. The church, this is supposed to be your holy episode. This is supposed to be sacred. You let this come in. Look at this mess. Biden did not grow up in a black church, no way. He looks confused.
But you know what? If that was Bill or Hillary Clinton, they would have been able to get into.
No, they would have did some little open their mouth and start.
No, they would have been moving.
No, I'm saying they would have moved.
Bill would have brought out the saxophone. And
I can't believe we fell for that. That's Bill Clinton might be the most embarrassing.
Whenever they got ready to eat, somebody would forgot their hot sauce, and Hillary would have said, "Oh, here you go.
I keep the hot sauce in my bag."
So yeah.
So he looked confused. Now I'm gonna show this other one. This is a more clearer version.
He's confused and bewildered.
Shit. Somebody said he wanted to clap so bad, but he knew he didn't have rhythm. Now this is Juanita Broderick.
Did 1-3.
This old white woman might be a regular on the show because
Juanita
Broderick. The pathetic and pitiful video of an elderly senile white man who got lost in a black church.
Oh God.
It's funny because you gotta remember the era he come from. I wonder if he's looking around like, are they angry or happy? They're jumping around. Are they mad with me or they?
What ain't happened is he imagining he in a lake of fire, surrounded by angels.
Oh, they weren't black too.
And those demons about to start attacking his ass.
It's sad, man. That's elder abuse at this point. They got this man walking around. Remember the story out of Italy? They said he shitted on himself.
He shat.
Oh, sorry, he shitted on himself. By the way, YouTube said we can't curse no more, but we don't curse often, do we? Y'all know, do we cuss too much?
I say we don't really use the F word a lot. We don't really use.
You say damn, and
we say damn, hell, shit. You know, we might drop a mother every now and again, but we don't. Really.
I don't finish the word most of the time. I'm like motherfucker like that.
I only say the B word if it's really needed.
The B word.
I don't say stuff often, but if that's what needs to be said, it's gonna be said.
So I'm gonna show this right here. Very awkward MLK tribute. Now I want to know, what does the clothing got to do with Martin Luther King? I mean, it make more sense to have a gospel choir in there for Martin Luther King. He was a Baptist preacher. The last thing he was doing is dressing in those type of garbs and beating drums. Like, that ain't what he was doing.
Look at that shit. And then, oh, wow. And they off beat. You know they off beat.
Hold on. Oh, no, they on beat. They actually on beat. Oh, they on their beat, that 1-3. Let me show this right quick. Now, this should be another MLK. Oh no, this right here, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna show it. This was a COINTELPRO FBI informant, Julia Clarice Brown. Now, this is one of the people that came out against, helped take down Martin Luther King. They referred to him as a terrorist, and they consider him asking for $10 billion for reparations as blackmail.
He only asked for $10 million?
Yeah. Damn. He asked for $10 billion, I'm sorry.
Okay. And
they said it was blackmailing. Now keep in mind,
that's a little better.
This is Martin Luther King, who had a lot of influence. So him getting on camera and saying $10 billion we need, that would have been a big deal. Now he already had, they say he had the worst approval rating. Think about this. Martin Luther King had a worse approval rating than Donald Trump. Like, think about that for a second. They say they hate Donald Trump so much, but they had a worse approval rating for Martin Luther King, which means it wasn't just Republicans that dislike him. It was the liberals as well.
He had an approval rating? Do they do that nowadays for other people like that?
Well, what they did was they, do a survey of people who agreed and disagreed with him.
Okay.
And 75% of the country disagree with him.
So that need Negroes disagreeing for it too.
There are a couple Negroes too. Now that means we know who those people were. Those were the people saying, "Man, I ain't want. What the hell I need to be around them for? I don't need to be in the same water fountain as them dogs. What the hell I need to do that for? I don't even use no water fountain. I don't want to go to their restaurants. They can't cook. They can't. It's funny. You say they can't season their food, yet you want to eat in their restaurants.
I want some pie.
Yeah, how much I turn that pie into a nigga pie? How much I turn that white pie into a nigga pie? Life was the greatest. That's one of the greatest movies ever.
And then he stole the white woman pie.
Yeah, he gonna get that pie. I'm gonna get some of that pie.
It's hot as hell too.
That was ego. That was a black man's ego.
I'm gonna get what I want.
I'm gonna get what I want instead of just going about your day. Now you got to serve all these years in prison, been in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yep.
As a Negro yourself, why do you talk so bitterly against Martin Luther King and a lot of these other people of your race?
Well, let me tell you something. I don't put my race before I do my country. Being a Negro woman doesn't matter to me who is a Negro or who is a white person. If they are enemies of our country, then they are certainly my enemies too.
Now, keep in mind also, we didn't forget J. Edgar Hoover, which is funny because she reminded me of him. He allegedly has some Negro lineage.
It wasn't that much.
As well as, he's a drag queen, a cross-dresser, should I say, and he was gay. But he made it. He's the one who created this whole thing. He created the brain trust of COINTELPRO to get rid of what they call the black savior.
Mm.
Well, Martin Luther King, who was considered a savior, we know he wasn't a saint.
No, he wasn't a saint. Let's
some people believe
the same list you put out there about Ed Hoover. You can say the same things about Martin Luther King.
Okay, it is alleged that Martin Luther King was a serial adulterer.
He liked sleeping with men wives.
That's
making them cucks.
He liked. He did drugs. He allegedly did have weapons. As a matter of fact, he was not no pacifist. He believed in using weapons, but he went a different route because of who? His writer. Bayard Rustin convinced him not to go the violent route, but go the peace route. Martin Luther King actually was a person who believed in using violence. Bayard Rustin, his speechwriter, is the one who convinced him to go passive.
I can't forget who made that comment about Bayard Rustin.
Bayard
was a YouTuber.
Bayard
Rustin.
Bayard Rustin.
Bayard Rustin. I guess he was in a college with a whole bunch of white people.
Oh, it's PWI, yeah.
The YouTuber said he slept with so many of the white
people,
white
men,
boys on the campus. He was turning them. The father, well, he won't turning them.
Yeah.
The fathers came together and said, "We got to do something about him.
Think about it.
We got to expel him from off the campus because he's turning our boys."
That probably was a joke.
No, it wasn't a joke. It was not a joke. I'm telling you, it wasn't a joke.
Obviously, Bill Rustin was a homosexual man, which goes back to how is Martin Luther King a pastor at a Baptist church and his writer is a homosexual?
Because Martin Luther King was jugging him.
What?
I believe they had a relationship as well.
Well, also Martin Luther King, as you know, you can look this up. He was in Playboy in the interview.
Damn.
Now, keep in mind, Playboy back then was a little bit
political. Didn't they have like?
It had political writing.
Yeah.
Which we know, Hugh Hefner's job was to change the societal norms in the country. His job was to convince America at least, to get rid of what they called Christian values and to make sex a normal thing in society, which is why you see women and men act the way they act towards sex now. It's like sex is like how you sell anything at this point. Like if you look at the current state of any form of media, you have to sell it through sex.
It's
especially
overload.
The ass. As we know, ass worship is a witchcraft thing.
We live in a country, I'm gonna say.
It's a world.
Overload.
Yeah, it's a world.
It's like every woman is. It's like a mannequin. Everybody is like. It's like when you have
manufactured in a warehouse. They look the same. Everything look the same.
That now you want a
woman with a fake butt.
You don't want to. You just want a regular, standard looking woman now.
So now a woman who would consider petite and
that's exotic.
That's
now.
like thank you. I know it's natural.
It's exotic. Having a natural ass is exotic now.
Yeah, so Hugh Hefner and Playboy's job was to change the norm. Martin Luther King actually had an interview in the Playboy magazine because they had they had interviews they did on there. Also, it's alleged that Martin Luther King was a normal guest of the Playboy mansion. Same with it's another person. Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown. What's the other guy's name? Sammy Davis Jr. You know Sammy Davis Jr., who all those celebrities were connected back then. Sammy Davis Jr. was a part of something called the Rat Pack. I'm sure y'all know about that. The Rat Pack used to have this ritual they do to be a member. They had to put all their fluids, I'm gonna say it like that, in a cup, and you had to drink it.
Sammy Davis Jr. was an atheist. And what's that dude name? The atheist leader dude.
Who? Antoine LaVey, Alistair Crowley, Antoine LaVey,
yeah,
one of them.
Those people.
Yeah, and Madame Blavatsky.
Those ties with those people.
Yeah, and they got their learning from Madame Blavatsky. How do you say her name? Blavatsky. She was a witch. She taught Alistair Crowley, who called himself the Great Beast, and he went on to Adam LaVey, huh?
Which one did they claim to be George Bush mama daddy?
Alistair Crowley.
Alistair Crowley.
If I'm not mistaken, one of them invented Scientology. I forgot which one. But what was I talking? Oh, Sammy Davis Jr. and all of them were, like you said, they weren't atheists. They were Satanists, like out and out Satanists. You can go look up a picture right now of Antoine LaVey. I forgot the white boy name who was really popular during that time.
Frank Sinatra?
Not Frank. Him too. He was a Satanist, mobster. But I forgot his name. But Antoine LaVey and Sammy Davis Jr. are in the picture together.
Yeah.
They were Satanists. And that was the same room that Martin Luther King was in. So I'm just saying, you can take what you want to take from that,
Leave Martin alone.
He allegedly also was a part of a think tank over in Britain. He went to Cambridge University. So he was a guy who was trained to do what he wanted to do, which is why some people, typically on the right of politics, call him a communist. They say he's a trained Marxist, which is what the Black Lives Matter leaders said. We are trained Marxists. We literally are trained to create movements and organizations. So Martin Luther King was able to do that. Now, people always compare Martin Luther King to Malcolm X. I wasn't able to find all this stuff from Malcolm X. All we know about him is he was a little criminal. He was a kind of a criminal as Red, Detroit Red. Type. He was in
We're
one
not
of those.
talking about Malcolm right now. Leave Malcolm alone.
I'm
Let's go to the next topic.
I'm
We're
making
not
a
talking
point.
about
Listen,
Malcolm.
the media kept comparing them. Malcolm had what's considered more of a righteous
It was
belief.
a good and bad duo.
Exactly, you get my point. And now you notice that in Black America, every time there's two people that have two different thoughts who are famous, they immediately make one Malcolm and one Malcolm X. Remember when, speaking of Cam Newton, remember when Cam Newton and Kaepernick played each other on that Sunday after Kaepernick was doing the kneeling? And Cam Newton was having a really good season, and Kaepernick wasn't really playing that well. And immediately, when it came to shake each other's hands, the media had a frenzy after, well, who Cam Newton at the beginning of that season had came out and said, I'm about all people, I love all people, all that stuff. And Kaepernick was seen as I only care about black people, Malcolm X type. And so you had the Stephen A. Smiths and all them talking about it, making them the two opposite sides. Same thing with Joe Budden and Charlamagne the God. So that's pretty normal for them to make Michael the standard for the good black in America, even though the stuff he's accused of, it is what it is. All right, we talked about that long enough. I had we found.
Damn, that was a pretty long.
You said you wanted to get all the stuff out about Martin Luther King. I got it all out.
Damn, you sure did get it all out. Jesus.
I got it all out. In full disclosure, I'm a white police officer. I serve with black people, black officers. I'm a veteran. I served with many black people. I've been around the world a few times. Love all people. Someday we're all going to come together and realize we're not enemies. We not have been. We all bleed red. I blame those that try to divide. Hey, I'm a blue blood, man. What up, Tommy? We are always going to have those issues concerning reparations because no one wants to tell the truth, black and white. Every man or woman is a product of their upbringing. What is the streaming broadcast from? What do you mean? What am I streaming on? OBS.
Oh hell.
Yeah. Let me make sure that's all. Why is it not showing? What up, Kiefer?
Kiefer's in the house.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's not showing.
It's not showing a lot of comments as usual. So don't even restart. Just go to the comments.
All right, I got it. Okay, things out of the area. All I need. He's looking for a Fran corn pop. He's talking about Biden lost in the black church. In my family lineage, a grandpa is also an uncle because he fathered children by two sisters. Oh, yeah? You hear what you said? Sometimes the grandfather is also the uncle because he had kids with two sisters.
He trying to be like Jacob out here.
I was a medic in Iraq War defending my oath. Biden's swifty eyes was looking for female victims he connect to after the church. Hey, if they would have walked up to him and gave him a hug, he would have gave him a little massage. You see the video that came out where a woman, a young girl came up to him and the first thing he did was grab her breast, but he acted like he was fixing a shirt.
Who, Biden?
Yeah, he's a creep, bro.
We not the creepy Biden.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. So yeah, make sure you give the sisters they shout out to, man. All right, I went on my Martin Luther King
rant.
It wasn't a rant. That was information. I'm sure they already knew all that, but
they did.
I'm sick of you saying I don't.
Re-educated them on it. I'm sure they.
No, I'm sick of you saying I won't go in on it and give it all, and I just did.
Well, that ain't really what I be talking about.
What you want to talk about?
That's how you want to.
What were you talking about?
Nothing. I want to get to the. I know I would like to get to the next topic, so I'm not going to say anything.
Florida says AP African American Studies program lacks educational value. So in Florida, the AP African American Studies program in high school has been cut. Now it's not in high school. It's not in every high school. I think it's in 80 high schools across the country. It's a college credits program, so it's in colleges, but it's not in high school. Not all of them, at least. So he's saying it lacks educational value. Let me say this. The first thing that I thought when I saw this was, well, that means you got to teach your kids their history yourself.
Which you should be.
You should already be doing this. It's already booked. Here's the thing. As a black parent in 2023, I would imagine it shouldn't be difficult to teach history because black people have already written books. You can just buy the book and give it to them yourself.
True.
I mean, matter of fact, you can read it with them at home.
It's even better if you're teaching your kids like Kiefer does at home.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Homeschooling is great.
Yeah.
For that type of stuff.
Yeah. The state used Ron DeSantis' Stop Woke Act to block proposal program for its schools. I can't believe we let them take woke. Woke used to just mean I'm conscious of what's going on around me. That's another term we use. I'm glad they ain't took that one yet, conscious. But woke just meant I know what's going on around me. I'm awake. I know what's going on around me.
The word woke a lot.
Huh? Well, we never use it a lot. It was just a thing where you woke. They used to, that's a joke now. Oh, you woke. That used to be a thing where,
yeah.
Well, you wasn't really in that environment, the conscious thing. You didn't really go into that, did you?
Were you in that environment?
I wasn't an active member, but I knew it. I know it. I talked to people who was in there.
Ooh, online?
Yeah.
Social media?
Yeah.
So not the real world.
Well, you want me to travel to New York to talk to those people?
Oh, so you saying New Yorkers are the only ones that were woke, conscious, that knew knowledge and stuff?
Harlem.
That we use.
That's where it started. Jerusalem, as they call it. Another name for Jerusalem, Harlem.
Okay.
But let me just show this. Florida has blocked the College Board for testing a pilot advanced placement African American studies curriculum in the state under Governor Ron DeSantis' Stop Woke Act, according to a letter obtained by National Review. Let me show the full article. Florida high school students won't have access to new advanced placement course on African American studies after the Department of Education officials rejected the class, saying its curriculum violates state law. Citing no specifics, the Department of Office and Articulation wrote in a letter to the College Board official January 12th that the class is inexplicably contrary to Florida law and significantly lacks educational value. A department spokesperson did not immediately return requests for information on what aspects of the curriculum violate Florida law. This class has been in development for more than a decade. Curriculum covers literature of the arts and humanities, political science, geography, and science to explore the vital contributions and experiences of African Americans. Is that necessary, you think?
What's necessary? To have a class for African American studies?
Well, I think what they're really saying is, as a Caucasian, Hispanic, Native American, do you need this course? If everybody don't need it, they feel then, no, we don't need it in the schools. Does this benefit my kids learning about your history?
Well,
now,
African American history is American history.
Well, that's what I think. Are they throwing this? Are they going to make these topics in this education lumped in with history, American history?
You can't then say European history. Are you talking about Europe? Or are you talking about American? Are you
European is Europe.
Or, I know, but are you saying American Europe?
No, I think this means Europe.
So why do we need to learn European
history?
history?
That's what I'm saying. You got so I need to learn about UK. I need to learn about France. I need to learn about Spain, the Inquisitions. I need to know about Napoleon. I need to know about these figures. I need to know about Hitler in Germany. I need to know about Mussolini. I need to learn about these characters, but I don't need to know about the characters in America. These black ones, at least. When I say characters, I mean historical figures.
Shouldn't use the term characters.
Yeah, because people be taking that like, oh, what you mean characters?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's what I was saying. What you mean characters? That wasn't a good.
Well, shoot, they said, what's his name? Dan Calloway said that.
Why you? Wait a minute. This is the third week.
Nat
you
Turner is a
throwing
character. That's what he said. It's a character.
This is the third week.
This ain't no third week in a row.
Shots at Dane. Leave Dan Calloway alone.
When I throw a shot, that's
not
throwing
shots, but you brought him up. Just
you see how you use improper language right there. The same way I said character, you saying shots.
Well, that was a shot. You said, well, I said, well, Dane Calloway said that Nat Turner was a character.
Yeah,
that's a shot.
How's that a shot?
You don't believe that Nat Turner.
I didn't say I don't believe that.
Do you believe it or not?
I don't know. When somebody show you real evidence of something, you got to take it. Like, okay.
Have you seen real evidence of it?
He showed his video.
That's what I'm saying. Are you saying that that's real
I'm
evidence?
not saying that. I'm saying he showed evidence of his belief, and I took it for what it is. I'm not saying I believe him or disagree with him.
Well, just keep Dane name out
you
your
scared
mouth.
of Dane?
No, I'm not scared of Dane.
He's scared of Dane.
He's a fellow.
He's a Dane brother.
He's a fellow East Coast
brother. East Coast.
He is East
He's
Coast.
Midwest.
He's not Midwest. He's from Baltimore. That's Mid-Atlantic. That's East Coast. What are you talking about?
Y'all be trying to create all
these.
these.
He's not no damn Midwest.
Y'all creating all these names. It's Mid-Atlantic. What the hell is that? Travis wants to do a deep dive on the communist nature of the CR movement and its leaders. Dude, let them loose. We listening. I tried to. He tried to act like he just don't want to hurt feelings. I just tell him to say it.
That's for another video.
Oh, here it go. Airman, shout out to Dane Calloway. I'm just here to make you think. Whether true or not, it's good to hear many sides of the thing. That's what I said.
That's right. I
didn't say I disagree with him. I'm glad he did it. Because I ain't gonna lie, when he said that thing about Harry, I keep bringing it up. It's a big moment in our black internet history That Harriet Tubman moment was a big moment.
It was. And I must say,
he here to make you think.
It's kind of believable.
Yeah. But we're going to leave that alone. All right. All right, here we go. DOJ reportedly declined to have FBI agents monitor Joe Biden document search. Now, we now know that Joe Biden knew about the documents months ago. He knew about the classified documents in his home and his office.
And they waited for it to be released after the midterm elections.
So now we asked, go ahead.
Because they were using Donald Trump's files as a distraction during the midterm elections.
Yeah. Now, I asked the question, was this leaked or are they using this to cover something else?
They're using this to cover something else. They're doing the Clintons.
Well, you can't say that until you know. I believe this was leaked by somebody.
I believe that they're covering up for something bigger that's happening.
Now,
to keep you distracted.
Let me show this right here. The Justice Department decided against having FBI agents watch over a search for classified documents conducted by President Biden's lawyer at the Delaware home, in part because the attorney was deemed to be cooperating with the DOJ's investigation. So you see what I just read? The DOJ, the Department of Justice, declined to actually go and search for the documents because they said, we're going to just let his personal lawyers do it. You know, the personal lawyers whose job it is to keep him out of jail.
Meaning?
Think about it for a second. Do you know how much leeway that's giving somebody that say, hey, we're going to trust that you're going to actually report all the documents you find?
And they believe it?
Like, what the hell is going on? The Wall Street Journal reported Tuesday that the DOJ officials also opted for the hands-off approach in order to avoid communicating further phases of the probe, and not to interfere with special counsel report Hur's work. According to the journal, Biden's attorney was given permission by the Justice Department to search the 80-year-old president's Wilmington and Rehoboth Beach residences for sensitive documents and notify the department if any were found. If any were found. What? So I can just anyway. So that law enforcement could take custody of them. The agreement between the DOJ and Biden's legal team was sealed after around 10 documents with classified markings. Some dealings with Ukraine, Iran, and the United Kingdom were found in the president's former office at the Penn Biden Center think tank November 2nd. Now, what would this think tank?
We know it would be Ukraine.
So exactly. So now let me ask a question. Donald Trump got impeached because he had a phone call with a Ukrainian.
Get impeached? They were threatening to impeach him.
No, they impeached him twice, remember? They impeached him for this. They impeached him because he called Ukraine and said, hey, I'm not giving you to this funding until you investigate Biden. And it just so happened that Biden has classified documents with Ukraine in his Penn Biden Center office. You getting cold, is you? Oh, no. When I went to put these sweats on, you said I'm going to be hot. Anyway, we're going to move on. So Biden was able to get his private lawyer to search for documents that can get him arrested without the DOJ getting involved.
You're not supposed to do that.
There's a lot of stuff they ain't supposed to do. They don't give a damn.
You're not supposed to have your personal attorney touching classified documents.
Listen, the FBI did not have agents watch over President Biden's lawyer search for his Wilmington home.
He can do whatever. Democratic Party can do whatever they want to do.
Like, what the?
It's just crazy how they come to Donald Trump's residence with fucking guns, but Biden gets to have his personal attorney go to his house
alone
and search for files. Where is the guns? Where is all this police? Where's the action at?
I'm not even saying the guns should be there. You would think the FBI and the Department of Justice would just simply have actual officers there.
Be treated like how they treated Donald Trump.
White House reporters out of patience over John Pierre over Biden doc. So that she pretty much stuck in a bad spot right now because they keep asking these questions and she's not going to answer them. So these reporters are getting pissed. They're getting sick of it. So you can see the White House press corps is fed up with Karen Jean Pierre's stonewalling about the classified document scandal that has enveloped the Biden administration, with some reporters calling the press secretary's regular briefings a painful waste of time. She is arguably the least effective White House press secretary in the television era. Like, hold on.
Well,
hold on.
Do that.
Now, y'all always do this to the like, come on.
Know that
don't do this.
They've all be deflecting.
They all
and
do
don't be
this.
asking questions. What was the one? Jen Psaki did
Yeah,
the same
Psaki did the
thing.
same
She did not
thing.
answer
Y'all said she was
questions.
the worst. Now you're saying like, chill out. One correspondent told CNN's Reliable Sources newsletter Wednesday that the personnel added the pejorative did not apply to press secretaries from former President Donald Trump. So now he's saying, oh, we wasn't talking about them. We know they're the worst. we just talking about the ones that weren't Biden secretary. Okay. When the White House confirmed the sensitive materials had been found at the Penn Biden Center think tank in Washington, the President Biden's Washington, Delaware home, Jean-Pierre has stuck to her talking points and refused to let officials from the Justice Department or White House counsel's office face the press amid the ongoing special counsel investigation. Now I'm going to drop down here. By the way, that's the infamous Corvette that everybody be talking about.
Well, it ain't red.
No.
Ain't seen that song.
I think you can tell the temperature has gone up a lot the last few days. At Wednesday's briefing, Jaquil Hendrick of Fox News accused the administration of creating an information blackout, while Jean-Pierre tried to shut down another reporter's line of questioning by attempting to call on someone else. I just commented, Jean-Pierre insisted to the reporter, John Decker of Gray Television, after she referred another to his questions to a Justice Department. We're moving on. I already answered your question. You really didn't, he said. Well, I did, she said. You didn't, Decker shot back, to which Jean-Pierre responded, it's your opinion, that's your opinion. Most galling, according to CNN report, is that Jean-Pierre failed to notify the press corps last Friday that more classified documents had been recovered that night before Biden's home in Delaware. When they're saying that it was early and she didn't know.
She knew.
Another story that came out that didn't get a lot of attention. Okay, this story is going to take me some explaining to do. Okay, Hunter Biden.
Be concise.
Okay, Hunter Biden had a deal with a Chinese energy company. They were paying him $49,910, right? So you see Hunter Biden's $49,910 rent exactly matches deposit of office shared with Chinese energy company. So the Chinese energy company he was dealing with was paying him that exact amount of money that he was paying his father to stay in his home.
So what does that sound like?
He stayed in his home for a year. The deal ended with this company a few months before he allegedly moved into his father's home. There are some believing that the Chinese company he was dealing with ended the contract or ended their, not contract, what do you call it? They stopped working together. And then he, instead of telling them, don't give me they asked him if he wanted to end the deal.
The business deal.
The business deal. He didn't answer back. He told him to keep giving him the money. And some people believe he was giving that money to his father. They believe, who pays $49,000 in rent?
So what were they doing?
Money laundering.
Yeah, okay.
That was some believe.
All that to get to the point of they were running a money laundering scheme.
It says Hunter Biden rent of $49,910 matches the rental deposit at a House of Sweden related to the Biden family business venture with the infamous CEFC China Energy Company. Now, House of Sweden is a very upscale building. Very upscale. You know, it's alleged that Biden used to prop the door open to let people into this building. They had to warn him, like, you can't do that. We have security. You can't just leave the damn door open for people to come in. This is ghetto. China Energy Company, Hunter's $49,910 deposit also matches the amount of money he logged on a 2018 background check document unearthed by the New York Times Post Miranda Devine on the laptop, by the way. The laptop is still giving out information.
To this day.
In an email, October 13, 2017, Cecilia Browning, the general manager of House of Sweden in office complex in Washington, D.C., emailed Hunter about a lease that Hunter and his Chinese business partners were trying to terminate. According to emails unearthed from Hunter Biden's laptop from hell, Browning notes the amount of deposit was $49,000, from the office space, and that it would be returned to Hunter's upon signing a lease termination document. If you're willing to terminate the lease of number 507, the owners are willing to let you out of the lease as of December 13, 2017. Browning emailed Hunter, please note that there is a security deposit paid by you of $49,910, which will be returned within 15 days after the termination of the lease, after inspection of normal wear and tear. Hunter had apparently requested the termination from the lease after his deal with CEFC China Energy fell apart. The Biden family had previously negotiated a deal with the CEFC whereby President Joe Biden, big guy, will receive 10% equity stake in the joint venture, and whistleblower Tony Bobulinski stated.
Oh, now they calling him the big guy?
Regina gave us a theory that it was actually Obama that's the big guy.
Yeah.
He ain't nothing touches him, Obama. Somehow nothing touches him. He keep everything 3-4 people away.
He's slick.
Oh yeah, they don't call him smart. They call black people slick.
He's
a
slick.
slicker. He said, I don't have news. I spoke with the head. Let me read you this. These are the emails they received. Hunter, we haven't seen you for a while in the building, and we wanted to make sure that you received my emails below. As you can see, I now have the approval to terminate your lease as per the discussion in October without any penalty, either December 31st, 2017 or January 31st, 2018. Whatever is more convenient for you, please confirm so that we can start preparing the lease termination documents. His assistant, Katie Dodds, finally responded on January 22nd, 2018 to Browning. Doge and Hunter did not want to terminate the lease. But a few days later, Doge emailed Browning on this January 30th and confirmed he wanted to terminate the lease. So he terminated the lease with the rental, but he kept telling the Chinese company that it's still there.
Wow.
So he can get the money. And then people think this is the background check where he put his father's home as his home, and he put down the amount paid as $49,910. As you can see,
rent.
Right there, monthly rent, $49,910. Who the hell pays $50,000 in rent? The most rent you're gonna pay in that area we saw was $3,000.
Yeah, in that area now. If you live in New York and you have a penthouse,
yeah,
and you're renting out a penthouse, you pay that more.
I don't think you pay 50. You might pay 10, 15. I don't think you pay 50
for a penthouse.
That's like a $100 million home you're talking about. Then that's $50,000 a month.
Some of those penthouses are very expensive.
Now, we know we've been talking about this for 2 damn years. How they gonna get Biden out of office? We came up with a bunch of theories. No, that's not me. I'm talking about me.
Go ahead.
Came up with a bunch of theories how they would do it. The man see now they'll get him out with the 25th Amendment. We said that they'll hit him with some scandal and he has to step down. But now it's looking like they're done with him because after this leak, that documents this situation, we saw a lot of Democrats come out and say this make us look bad. For the first time, they actually publicly went against something he did. Now maybe they did that because of how hard they went against Trump, and they know they just couldn't be quiet of what Biden did.
Or this is a distraction.
So you can go with the whole this is a distraction thing, or is this the first sequence or the first phase of getting him out of office and moving on to another person?
I ain't answering that question.
Can Kamala Harris become president? Now I'm gonna show this right here. Woman soon will lead U.S. Ford predicts. Now this is 1989, October 18, 1989, where Gerald Ford, former president, had a Q&A with a bunch of children, right? And one of the children, a little girl, asked him a question. She asked, how can a young girl be president? And let's see what he had to say to how the prospects of that happening how it can happen.
Wanting to become president of the United States.
Well, I hope we do have a young lady at some point become president of the United States. I can tell you how I think it will happen, because it won't happen in the normal course of events. Either the Republican or Democrat political party will nominate a man for president and a woman for vice president. And the woman and man will win. So you'll end up with a president, a male, and a vice president, a female. And in that term of office of the president will die. And the woman will become president under the law or Constitution. And once that barrier is broken, from then on, men better be careful, because they'll have a hard time ever even getting a nomination in the future. But that's the way it's going to happen, and I think it'll probably come sometime in the next 4 or 8 years.
Now you notice he said that's the way it will happen, not the way he think it'll happen. He said it will happen this way, and I think it'll happen in the next 4 to 6 years. Now it didn't happen when he said it would happen. Now first thing I got from this was, damn, you saying the only way a woman can become president if a president die? Like you ain't say what? The only way you can become president If he dies, damn. But the other part was him saying,
well, it's true.
So you think that's the only way they can get voted in?
That's the only way they can get voted in is if how it's set up right now.
Do you think people just will not vote a woman in?
We've seen it.
It was Hillary though. It was Hillary though. Like
no. Hillary could have been able to get. She should have been president over Donald Trump.
It was Hillary though. People really hate her.
Not enough. They hate her.
So you telling me if Michelle Obama ran right now, she just would not have a chance?
I don't think Michelle Obama would. If she ran, I don't think she would win.
You don't think who's another male or female?
Who's Michelle Obama's audience?
I don't know. I can't say black people.
Let's give her black people. Let's say
give
black men and black women are her audience.
Okay.
Or
liberals, the Democrats love her. They love Obama. Are
college white men and white women going to vote for?
They voted for
educated?
Obama. They vote for Obama.
What do they get out of it?
They love Obama. Still, the liberals love Obama. The Democrats they worship Obama still.
I don't think Michelle Obama would win if she ran for president.
Okay, the second part of that is him saying that once a woman get in, men not even gonna be able to get nominated. Now, when you look,
how would that be so?
If you look around the world to countries that have had a female prime minister or president,
they've gone back to men.
I'm not saying they haven't gone back to men, but who is the majority of the time the nominee? Especially for particular parties. We'll say for particular parties. Once the let's be honest, when we look at the Democrats and who typically they run for office across the country, it's a lot of women. I'm not saying it's majority, but it's a lot of women.
Well, if you take an example from women that are presidents or prime ministers in other countries, they haven't even lasted that long. They don't even last 2 years.
Well, that's because a lot of scandals been had. He had a lot of stuff going on recently. So,
well, men have been in office and had scandals and still have been able to stay in office.
Maybe men are better liars. I don't know.
No, they're not.
Shout out to Dan. I'll catch the replays, guys. Have a good week. All right, Kiefer. I bet Hunter's laptop told a much darker secret. The reason why they're now talking about what they old senile has been doing. Well, yeah, we know that a lot of people was pushing the whole thing about there being underage girls on the laptop. They haven't really wanted to release that information, so it is what it is. But we know he's dealt with prostitutes, so I'm surprised he hasn't been hit with a trafficking charge, sexual women trafficking. But it is what it is. I don't think it will be Kamala, now Trump and Carrie Lake, and Trump in medical condition. Wink, wink.
Yes.
Ooh, I see. I didn't think about the Republican side. It's Tommy. I didn't think about
a good one, Tommy.
I didn't think about the Republican side because I don't think they want to run a female president. We know they had some candidates before. You had what's the woman out of
because Carrie Lake is still fighting that governor thing in Arizona.
Let me say this though, Tommy. You don't think DeSantis is gonna run? And I think DeSantis is gonna wash Trump.
I don't believe so.
I've seen Trump came out and defended the vaccines again.
Yeah, but I think Trump got some shit on DeSantis.
And I think DeSantis got something on him too.
Is it bigger than what we think about DeSantis?
So I'll ask this question. Trump and Carrie Lake versus Ron DeSantis and what's the other guy? Ron, what's his name? The dude out of Alabama, what's his name? Not Ron Johnson. The one who went against Fauci all the time. The independent. I think he's independent. But he's a Republican. Know. The one who constantly was arguing with Fauci at the press things. Anyway,
it's not coming to
Ron DeSantis versus Donald Trump. I think Ron DeSantis wins.
That's what you think.
But if Donald Trump gets in and he got Carrie Lake in there, and Donald Trump, who's 80-something or 70-something, whatever, he decides, I got a heart problem, I got myocarditis, I got a cardiac arrest situation, and Carrie Lake become president that way. Now, keep in mind, there was a man back in the 1930s who predicted that we would have a president that voted in 4 times, as Roosevelt. He predicted that in the future that the leader of Germany would lead to World War II. That happened. He predicted that women would start dressing different. He predicted that cars would be shaped like eggs, which is the electric car with no driverless cars. He also predicted that a woman will be the end of the world. End of America, should I say, I'm sorry. That a woman leader will be what lead to nuclear war. That's why the religious people, the evangelicals, was totally against Hillary Clinton.
Well, but yeah, because Hillary Clinton, Putin said if
she's voted as president, we're going to war.
We know we're going to war. So
it was like,
and Hillary Clinton's like, you damn right we're going to war.
Wait, ain't Hillary Clinton the one who said she wanted a no-fly zone over what country was that? Was it Ukraine?
I can't remember. I don't want to say.
There was a country that Hillary Clinton, when she was running for president, she said she wanted a no-fly zone over the country. And they said if you put a no-fly zone over that country, Russia's going to fly in that country, and you're going to shoot them down. There's going to be a war immediately.
That's what you want.
So they didn't want her to. Yeah, Rand Paul. That's it. Rand Paul and DeSantis.
Rand Paul. That's the one out of Kentucky?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he got Kentucky, yeah. Rand Paul and DeSantis versus Kerry Lake and Donald Trump. The vaccine, well, I don't know if Kerry Lake is pro-vaccine. But that's going to be a big topic in 2024 for the Republicans, the vaccine.
Yeah, if he had Rand Paul.
It's over. I try to think of a female Republican candidate.
Rand Paul, whatever.
Yeah, Rand Paul. Was that Edgar Case? That might be who I'm talking about, Regina. I think we're talking about the same person. Matter of fact, hold on, let me do something. Hold on. No, that's not who I'm talking about. Yeah, I think, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're talking about the same person. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he predicted that 7 things would happen at the end of the world, or 7 things would lead to the end of America. And
he's from Kentucky?
Yeah, everything he said came true except the whole female president part.
Well, it hasn't come to fruition.
It hasn't come to fruition, yeah. So, hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, hold on. Let me, you tired of me even trying? But I think it works when I do it this way. What happens is it just stopped loading. See, watch. Never mind.
You gonna pull a rabbit out of a hat?
Pull a rabbit out of a damn hat. All right, we're back to this now. All right, Supreme Court personnel admitted telling their spouses about the draft dive's opinion overturning Roe v. Wade investigation finds. So the investigation happened about who released the opinions of the Supreme Court decision on Roe v. Wade, and they said they couldn't find who did it. But they did find out that some of the staffers, or the personnel, should I say, they told their spouses about it. And they saying that's how it leaked then. Their spouses told other people, and then at some point, but we still need to figure out how did the actual draft opinion get leaked? The paper. Now remember, the person who came out when it first got leaked, one of the Democrats on the Supreme Court immediately came out and said, "We want an investigation." And I immediately said, "You the one that leaked."
Wasn't it?
I forget the guy in the middle right there. I think. No, not in the middle. I think it was.
They don't have the names up there. They don't have the names in the article.
Yeah, they probably
weird. Getting lazy.
But the point is, we know that a Republican didn't leak it. It doesn't benefit them to leak it. So it had to be one of the Democratic people that did it, the Democrats. So they know who did it, but they said, well, we can't find out who released it, so we're going to move on. They don't snitch. Yeah, they ain't going to snitch on them. They know damn well who did it.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia open to trading in currencies besides the U.S. dollar.
That's not looking too good. America don't like that.
It also sounds that they're not willing to completely go China either. That's what that shows me. They fishing. They're trying to say who out there.
Who the biggest?
When we know the biggest fish is China right now, other than America. So they're trying to say who else want to get in on this. Maybe we can do a situation where we don't work with one country, work with a group of countries. Hey, EU, y'all willing to get together and be our main supplier? We'll use the euro dollar, the euro currency. We'll use your currency as a standard. Now it says besides the U.S. dollar. So that means it's not going to completely cut it off.
But
we're going to use some other currency too.
America don't like that.
America going to look. They let Mohammed bin Salman get away with murdering Jamal Khashoggi. We know he did it. He called for the hit. We know he did it. And when allegedly he got the information from about what a man was from another country, we're not going to say. But what happens now? Will you start seeing information? How many articles or story will we see about violence against humanity from Saudi Arabia now. All of a sudden, stories gonna pop up. Oh, look what Saudi Arabia is doing to their citizens. They have a dictator.
And then when you speak out about it, you're gonna become an apologist.
Oh, they're only
Saudi
doing this
Arabia.
because of the dollar. But now they're gonna, hey, whoever the leader of Saudi Arabia,
take his ass out.
Yeah, you're gonna become the threat now. I'm just saying. Putin ally warns NATO of nuclear war if Russia is defeated in Ukraine. That's not what he said. The leader of the Russian Orthodox Church, what they call the Kreel, I think that's what they call them. He said that if you attack Russia and destroy Russia, the world will be destroyed. He's talking about from a religious.
Yeah.
He's saying the world will fall to evil. He's saying the West is wicked and evil and demons. And that we are the last stand. This is what he believed. This is what that church believed. They're teaching their citizens this. Russia believed they are the last stand against evil. That the West is the evil demon. They are the beast. They are the wine.
They are.
And that we are the last stand before they take over the world and everybody just fall for this.
But Russia's not innocent.
This is not what it's about. They're teaching their citizens this, preparing them for death. They've been having some of their pundits on television have been saying, talking about Russia. They've been telling their citizens that you should be happy to die a glorious death. This is what they've been saying to their citizens, preparing them for the idea of death. Saying that if Russia, we already said one time, they said if Russia can't exist, then the world shouldn't exist. So,
Well, it is a good thing to die a righteous death.
We could say this is empty threats all we want, but it can turn into something. Yeah. and it kind of goes with this. FAA says unintentional deleted files led to NATAM or NATAM system outage. The issue caused thousands of flight delays and cancellations last week. Some people saying this was not no unintentional deleted file. This was a attack on the system by Russia, maybe.
I think it has to do with 5G.
Some people say it's 5G, even though nobody's talking about 6G. We're going to talk about that next week. 6G, I'm going to give a synopsis of what 6G they said is. 6G, which is already full-fledged in development, they said 6G will run off the human body, the energy from the human body. And I say, ain't that the Matrix?
Panel.
Yeah, ain't that the Matrix? Where we are the battery?
Yeah.
So if I can charge, or I can charge a phone, whatever, 6G power with my body, can I sell it? My energy? Can I bottle it up?
You talking about like selling plasma?
Like, I guess something like that. So the human body is going to become a battery in the next 10 years. Do I have to pay a bill or is it free?
They should be free. If you're using my body, it's free. Electricity should be free. Now the people over there, in Africa, they can have lights and stuff functioning.
How did you find a way to send a shot at Africa? Like,
they'll, yeah.
Why are you sending shots at Africa? America is going to Kahlieff someone over the money trade. Yeah,
sure is. We
Gaddafi,
know it. We just sitting back and waiting for the storyline.
You're gonna see Mohammed bin Salman in the streets with somebody gonna stick a knife up his.
They beat the.
Nah, they did more than
they
beat
drug him through the street.
And that's how you know it wasn't the citizens. It was people. Literally, their job was to embarrass him in front of the world. Breaking: New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern to resign.
Prime example of a female prime minister who hasn't been in office that long.
Prime Minister will stand down on February 7th, saying she could not find the energy and heart to continue to lead the nation. Now, this was one of the.
She don't feel like she got the votes.
Yeah, she knows she's not gonna win. This is the queen of the lockdowns, by the way. New Zealand was under lockdown because of her. She said that there should be a two-society system, two standard system for people who are unvaccinated and vaccinated. She called for them to be banned.
So we have a first
nightlife
class
in general
group and a second class group.
Yeah, this would be a class system. What she was asking for. She's gone now.
So who they bringing in next?
So maybe we know last year there was a whole bunch of political leaders, tech CEOs stepping down, and it seemed to be continuing this year. What's going to happen at the end of the year that they don't want to be here? What's coming that they don't want to be in? They don't want to be in no position of power, or at least those positions when something pop off. Is she just stepping down because she knows she's not going to win, or is it something bigger to coming down the road?
She's stepping down because she knows she's not going to win, And I do believe there's something else bigger coming down the road.
Or this was just phase one of a plan, and now she got to go to her other position to get it done.
Well, you know they do that. They give them different tasks.
So today I'm in.
Somebody said when she walk into a room, her teeth get there 5 minutes faster.
They do.
Her teeth get to a room 5 minutes before the rest of her body
some big
do.
choppers.
Announcing that I will not be seeking re-election.
I think they fake.
And that my term as Prime Minister will conclude no later than the 7th of February.
They told her
the people,
done.
the citizens were celebrating, saying, "Thank God she's gone." Oh.
Don't celebrate too fast because you don't know who they have coming in next to replace her. But I guess they say it can't get any worse.
Okay, hello, sorry, but yeah, they were celebrating, saying, "Thank God she's gone. The wicked witch is down." But look at the stuff that's coming out about this rollout that happened the last 2 years. Breaking: NHS director confirms hospitals lied about cause of death to create illusion of pandemic. I'm gonna run through this right here to show you how these stories are popping up now. Dr. Lena Wynn slammed after admitting they've been overcounting the COVID deaths 2.5 years late. We talked about this last year, or the year before last, that's 2021, that they were counting people that got in car crashes as people who died of COVID, people with gunshot wounds, people who already had cancers and stuff. They would count them as COVID deaths. As a matter of
Y'all
fact,
getting real brave out here in these YouTube streets. Y'all getting real brave.
there was a video, if y'all remember, of a black woman who said that the language of the what counts as a COVID death is very ambiguous. He even went through the thing how saying it's not really meant to actually show you how many people died of it, but rather how many people died with it. But people took those numbers and said, no, this is all the people who died of this disease, in which he said it shouldn't be used that way, but it was. She claimed that the actual COVID-19 death count could be 30% of what's currently reported. That means out of 6 million people on the planet, she's saying only 30% might be actually real. 30%. Out of 6 million. And they knew this. We talked about this in 2021. And YouTube said medical misinformation.
Well, they might put a medical misinformation on this one too.
They won't, because it ain't me saying it's Dr. Lena Wynn.
Okay.
Who's I can't remember if she's from CNN or MSNBC, one of those, correspondent.
She probably was on both.
I'm reporting
platforms.
news. I'm not making that. This is not my opinion. This is me reporting news. Yeah, CNN medical analyst. She's worked for CNN. Washington Post columnist admitted in a column Friday that the medical community is overcounting the amount of COVID deaths and hospitalizations. Wynn, who writes an occasional Washington Post column, she's also the person that said there should be also a two-class system. How people who don't take the vaccine should be punished for not taking it. They shouldn't be allowed to enjoy any festivities, any sporting events and all that stuff. They should be banned. That's what she said. She said it should be hard on them not to take the vaccine. Masking the other COVID-19 related subjects, citing sources claiming that most patients diagnosed with COVID are actually in the hospital for some other illness. The article is titled, "We are overcounting COVID-19 deaths and hospitalizations. That's a problem." 2.5 years after we already knew. So what does that mean to you? They're saying this out loud now.
It just confirms everything that we thought.
No. What that mean? Do you think, once again, we're going into a new phase of this? What's the point of them admitting it now? This don't benefit them to admit this.
Well, have they released? Weren't they supposed to release information on this?
Yeah, they're
done
late.
it yet?
They're late. Which is why Pfizer and them are under some pressure right now. Which is why you see the FDA, the segue. Thank you for the segue. FDA vaccine advisors disappointed and angry that early data about new COVID-19 boosters shot weren't presented in the review last year. So the FDA is saying, "Oh, you didn't give us the data that we approved this, and you didn't give us the data necessary to approve this. You didn't give us the full data." But it's like when you know
Well, they approved it anyway.
Huh?
Are they gonna approve it anyway?
They still. This is last year. The booster shot. This is about the boosters. It says some vaccine advisors to the federal government say they're disappointed and angry that government scientists and pharmaceutical company Moderna. Now look, Notice they only called out Moderna.
Not Pfizer.
Not Pfizer.
Well, maybe Pfizer presented theirs and Moderna did.
Yeah, okay. They're the ones in court right now for not releasing theirs sooner. Didn't present a set of infection data on the company's new COVID-19 booster during meetings last year when the advisors discussed whether the shot should be authorized and made available to the public.
They got AstraZeneca out of here.
Yep.
They got Johnson & Johnson out of here.
They got the one from, what country was that? The UK had one, didn't they?
Isn't that AstraZeneca?
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
And then now they're working on getting Moderna. So then you just have one, Pfizer.
So are they coming against it, or is that Pfizer paying them, get them out of here?
Probably Pfizer, like they did with Johnson & Johnson.
Because, you know, they said COVID numbers are going up.
Because Johnson & Johnson, you only needed supposedly one.
That's what Uncle took. I think all of them took Moderna, Johnson & Johnson.
No.
Not all of them?
I think he was the only one that took Johnson & Johnson.
Well, I think the other one's the only one who got one shot.
And Pfizer.
I think they only took one shot. They didn't go get the second one.
No.
I don't know.
They got the second one.
American Idol alum C.J. Harris dead at 31.
This is a suddenly see more?
We're going to leave it at that. He had cardiac arrest. I had a heart attack. 31. We're going to leave it at that. Davos, Gates, Schwab, global elites face growing criticism of their massive the future agenda. So we had Davos happen. By the way, I didn't know that when Davos happened in Switzerland, that all the prostitutes go there.
Just like they do with the
All-Star game, the NBA, All-Star game, the NFL, All-Star game. Like, it's just like any other event. Wherever a group of men meet up,
women know
the women come there and say somebody's going to be willing to spend some money. But yeah, they said now they're having the Davos again. They had they definitely been more flamboyant and more open with it this year. They were actually live streaming it, which they never do. They trying to boast around with their chest out like, yeah, we here. We are the ones.
They're tired of hiding behind the curtain.
They definitely trying to act like, yeah, we gonna control this. We gonna tell you what we gonna do in the future. You have people like what's the guy named Al Gore there? Who was talking about the green shit. By the way, Al Gore,
the one that
he started a TV company that was not profitable and sold it for $100 million. Then now he's worth like $300 million at this point. He's almost a billionaire, they say. But they say he's made over $300 million and just this little green energy shit. So Al Gore was a part of the whole thing too. He one who brought that into the mainstream media as running for president in early 2000s. Using that, talking that message. Thousands of prominent political and business figures are congregating in Davos, Switzerland this week for the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum as critics accuse them of centralizing power into the possession of hand-picked global elites. That's what they said. They said, we are the chosen. John Kerry, he said, we are a chosen group who've been touched to fix the world.
They have.
That's what he said.
Satan. Satan has touched them.
He said we are global. We've been chosen and touched to fix the world.
They're part of the 13 families, probably.
Caught. Rebel News pummels Pfizer CEO with questions at World Economic Forum. Yeah, let me show this clip of them walking down. I don't know if this was in Davos. It's hard to get in Davos, Switzerland during this because they have it on lockdown with military. So I don't know where they are here. They said they were in Davos, which means they got invited somehow. But listen to the questions they had.
There are other platforms that are like Rebel News that said they have been there.
Well, I know, but it's hard to get in. You have to be invited. You can't just walk in there. So you got now ask the question, who the hell invited you? Because you can't just go in there. It's military that stop you if you don't got a pass.
Did you know that the vaccines didn't stop transmission? How long did you know that without saying it publicly?
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry. Answer that question. I mean, we now know that the vaccines didn't stop transmission, but why did you keep it secret? You said it was 100% effective, then 90%, then 80%, then 70%. But we now know that the vaccines do not stop transmission. Why did you keep that secret?
Have a nice day.
I won't have a nice day until I know the answer. Why did you keep it a secret that your vaccine did not stop transmission?
And he is a
sympathetic media, so you don't know how to answer any questions?
So they followed him for 6 minutes here, and he didn't answer any questions, obviously.
I don't answer questions.
But it's sad that those are the only people Like, why is anybody who's willing to ask these questions called right wing? That's crazy. Why would you expect one political side to only care about this type of subject?
I'm sure there's Democrats.
Now, you brought up that he's a tiny hat.
Yeah, he's a tiny hat.
Inside the Sabbath dinner at Davos, did you know that at the end of the Davos meetings, they host a Sabbath dinner? That's a Jewish dinner.
Oh.
It's a custom.
They're there too?
It seems like they're the ones who run it. They have the same rabbi has been coming and hosting this for years.
Oh.
So what the...
They don't run everything. They're not involved in everything.
Roughly 175 people attend the invite-only gathering held at the end of the week-long conference. When the World Economic Forum in Davos concludes on Friday, some 175 attendees will wrap this week in the time-honored, millennia-old tradition, Sabbath dinner. The annual Sabbath dinner held at the conclusion of the week, confab with the last 25 years, is sponsored by the World Economic Forum and hosted by the WEF founder Klaus Schwab and his wife, Heidi. Schwab, from his part, once said the dinner was a favorite part of the gathering. Of course it is. This is custom. So I asked the question, are we allowed to say, oh no, when it's them, it's just a coincidence?
It's a coincidence that they have a
influence over this.
They have a Jewish dinner every year.
At the end of this week-long, very powerful, influential man, at the end of the week, we have now imagine if Davos, right, they had these powerful men and they had a discussion about how they were going to change and fix the world, influence the world. And at the end of it, they had a dinner with soul food with Big Mama. We'd be saying, damn, black people got some pull. But we're not allowed to point that out when it's another dinner.
They don't want no food that's going to clog your arteries.
Forget Burning Man. Psychedelic shamans now heading to Davos. Did you know that shaman and witches were going to Davos and getting private religious meetings with the Pope?
Well, hell, demons going there too, like Bill Gates.
Oh, yeah.
The demons are going, so the witches and the warlocks going to attend too.
So you got, I'm like, these are not just people who say that. These are outward witches who are going to Davos and having meetings with the Pope, like private meetings, spiritual meetings. Remember, what's the leader of the Buddhist temples called? What is it called? What's that word? The dude who walk around with a bald head and the orange on.
The one that got a Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah, what's his name? I forgot what the title is. They're like a pope, but they're not a pope, obviously, of their religion. You know, America, when they gave the COVID money back in 2020, they made sure inside of the COVID plan, they talked about who's going to be the next, whatchamacallit. God damn, I didn't even know the name of it. So that, it's going to be hard to find this one. Don't worry about it. But let me show this next one. It's the last one. Miss Universe Net's new owner. From now on, is going to be ran by women. The new owner is a biological male. So watch this.
First organization from now on is going to be ran by women, owned by trans women, for all women. For all women really around the world.
So it's owned by women and ran by a trans man.
You talking about Gandhi?
No, not Gandhi. No, not a person, a title.
Oh, the title?
I forgot what it's called. It starts with an L. So the Miss Universe new owner is women, but it's ran by a trans.
Dalai Lama?
The Dalai Lama, that's it. The Dalai Lama was in the COVID relief bill.
Wow.
Where they asked, what are we going to do about the replacement? So.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, shit. They probably was saying in what's it called it. Did you guys watch Real Niggas page on YouTube with Kevin? Yeah, I heard it before. Real Niggas. Yeah. We'll check it out. All right. So that's what we are. This is. All right, man. We kept y'all here. How long is this? Yeah. No, not 2 hours. It's 2:59. Come on, hurry up. What else? Last words. That's it. All right, man. Thank y'all for being on the channel. Be sure to like it on your way out. Please comment if you can on the video. You can come back and just comment if you want to watch the replay. Be sure to share it if you can, please. Really appreciate the support. Y'all staying here and listening to us and on this Saturday conversation that we have. Why? Why just them?
Because I don't know anybody else that stayed around that long. George asked to be gone. He couldn't get no response out of me today, so he left early.
Oh, that's why he left?
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, they gonna say no. Now you want to? You know you gonna listen to this replay? He's like, oh, you can talk trash and I'm gone.
The bum left. The bum left.
All right, man. Be sure to like it on your way out. Let me just do this right quick. It's not about more comments, Travis. Dang. I'm trying to see if I can get it to work right quick. Well, we read all the comments. Well, we read all of them already. There you go. See. Anyway. Okay. I'm gonna be sure to check it out. I think we know that channel though. We're gonna check it out. All right, man. Thank y'all for staying this long. Really appreciate it. Y'all stay safe. All praise to the Most High. And peace, man.